Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Bonjour.
How
Actually,
is
it works very
everybody?
well, the mask.
Yeah, it's not actually.
Hey, good.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, happy Halloween, everybody.
Whoa.
Happy Halloween!
Actually, Croy's mask looks
Spooky.
great.
That is spoopy.
Excellent. Hey,
Mark,
okay.
it's a pity you don't live closer to me. I could have lent you one of my googly eyes.
Oh,
Your character's better.
That's so cool. That effect is excellent.
Yeah, it's like glass almost.
Nice. Just the right amount of green screen coming through. That's fortuitous. Why be good when you can be lucky? So how is everybody today?
Tired.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Also
what two evening streams in a row is.
Yeah. Takes it. Yeah, I can't see chat at the moment. I'm trying to look for chat.
Can you see anything?
I can't see very much at all, to be fair. This isn't going to last. This isn't going to last.
Good.
Well, who knows what buttons he's pressing right now?
You.
Yeah, if you find out, let me know.
Who knows? He doesn't. He can't see.
You need like your SO or your kid to drive. So
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is also getting very warm as well. But it's good. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third and probably final part of Invasive Procedures. We've been playing for the past 2 weeks. I think, though, previously, did we play on a Friday previously? I think we did, didn't we?
We did. This is I think it's been on Friday the 1st.
I think it's
Yeah.
been Fridays. I don't think we're on
Yeah.
Saturday. I can't remember. There's
So
that many
no,
dates now.
I can't remember. And I can't see a calendar to look back to find out.
They were both on Fridays.
Excellent.
There we go.
Excellent. Welcome.
Excellent scheduling there by me.
Welcome to Spooky Hadry. He's with us. Josh, how are you?
All right.
Good. Have you enjoyed? Have you had any opportunity to get stuck into the Halloween activities? You're looking like you've got a good costume on just now. Very effective.
This is my
actually.
Halloween activity.
Yeah. Like it.
It doesn't get any more active than
Yeah.
you got
brilliant.
the COVID, you're still in recovery.
Yeah. He's got the battery packs ready there just to keep him going. And
if he starts to nod off, we'll put the old jump leads on him.
yeah, got a car battery just ready. And you clearly have been enjoying the festivities of the day. Look
No,
at
I just didn't get time to put makeup on today. That's all.
Yeah. This is what I wake up to every morning.
It is. This is my daily look. This is no makeup look.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
She loves Halloween,
we
she gets
have
to
been
dress up.
exceptionally busy today. We have been doing a village event for the kids of the village, and it was amazing. It was brilliant, and we all made COVID-safe sweet stations for the children and hung all the sweets on washing lines and things like that, and then quarantined them for 72 hours so the children were allowed to go around safely for
The
parents.
sweets, not the kids.
The kid, yeah.
We didn't quarantine the kids for 72
And then
hours.
all these houses decorated the houses and put pumpkins out, and it was lovely. It was really lovely, and one of my venues that obviously wasn't open to celebrate Halloween lent me all their Halloween stuff, so we had the most horrendous things up. We had to hide some of them upstairs because
Yeah, some of them were probably a little bit too frightening for young children, so we
yeah.
kind of hid them away and had them looking out of the top floor windows.
Yeah,
at the
I'll
kids.
put pictures of them in Discord. We did with them, but yeah, so we are knackered.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done for that, though. I saw the pictures. The front garden looked amazing.
Yeah, it was, and we had little things that if they walked by certain things, they all went wah at them, so the kids were like terrified.
Wow. Hey Tony, hey Bon, how's it going? So I didn't catch chat before. I don't know who else is in, but welcome to everybody in chat. Welcome to this Spooktober. It's almost like the climax of the whole Spooktober,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
It
the
is.
day.
In a few hours, it's all over for another 12 months.
It's a big one.
I've had fun this month. We played some fun games.
So
Yeah.
is it as of tomorrow we get all the Christmas decorations appearing? Is that the
Yeah.
I do know quite a few people are putting decorations up exceptionally early this year because they're saying it's like,
Got to have something to look forward to.
yeah, put some brightness back into it.
Yeah, we've got lights outside just now, actually, but they're kind of orange and red rather than green and white, so we got away with it. It's all right. It looks quite nice. It's dark up here. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting dark earlier and earlier. So
Oh yeah.
It is the time of day for it.
yeah. But we went out for a walk at 6 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock it was pitch black. The wind was howling through the trees. I was out with my wife, my son, and the dog. And it was like, it's so late, said my son. I was like, no, it's not late. If this was June, then we'd be just finishing our dinner and going out for an amazing walk in the sunshine in the evening, And it's just like trying to get that across was a complicated, but it was great. We were out walking under the trees. We had torches, we had glow sticks. We were doing a bit of a ghost walk out in the forest, and the wind was fierce. It is.
We had that this morning.
howling.
Remember we were talking this morning and we said, have you not got the wind?
Oh, well,
like,
I've got the wind.
yeah.
What's last
Yeah,
night's
you
crew?
could, yeah. There's a bit
Right.
of wind.
Okay, so now I've managed to descend it into the gutter. Let's go and play a game about an exceptionally horrific and scary. Viewer discretion advised. Today's episode will include elements of body horror, invasiveness. So yeah, if that's maybe, I think those things might not be to everybody's entertainment, and if you find yourself wanting to at any point switch off, then please do. But beware that this is an adult show, so we are going to be looking at some pretty scary themes, as us adults can do. Certainly not suitable for any children. So yeah, please viewer discretion advised.
Also, Angie's in the stream, so there will be swearing, lots of it.
Okay, let's do this.
No
You
one
lot made me swear last night, didn't you? What did you do that made me swear?
I accused you
more
of
specific.
swearing. I think.
You may have said something. Anything.
I am getting so hot in this already.
Brian May is not looking so good these days.
Oh man.
Oh, put it back on his horn.
It's terrible!
Hey Matt, how's it going?
It's obvious, I know.
Oh man.
Did I miss something? What happened? Your hair's gone.
So I'm stuck like this all night because washing this off was not an achievable thing. It's not a choice that I look like this. It was like that I ain't got time to wash it off.
We used permanent pen when we were doing Angie's makeup. We didn't realise at the time. So she may be looking like this for a few weeks.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, you have found yourself in Our Lady's, a hospice, a community hospital, one that has not got long left in the time it needs now. We do have some here, so let's just do that, because we definitely should have music. Just bring about that from an event happening. You are in the hospice. It's snowing outside. There's deep snow. It has been falling during the day. You were visited by some police officers earlier in the day. You decided that you were going to go for an exploration around the hospital and found yourself in the Ward 4, the psychiatric ward. And you had just exited from that, taking a relatively calm walk around the place, deciding that perhaps there was a reason why the people in Ward 4 were in Ward 4. And just as we left the ward, you were standing at the top of the stairs, and something happened to Bobby. And I can't help but feeling that were Mark wearing Angie Popsy's makeup today, it would be very fitting. At least some of it.
Of course. I didn't even think.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get them to swap characters.
Yeah, for tonight. For what happened was that, Bobby, you felt your headache had been with you all day, but you suddenly had this searing pain in your head and a feeling of something almost extruding and popping out from that. Your skin separated, and an eye was visible from everybody looking at you. I assume you probably screamed in pain or some such. Because
I imagine I could imagine him maybe passing out, maybe
yeah,
for a minute or two.
So I think I think the first thing that it calls for at this point, as you're all standing there watching this happen, is a sanity roll from everybody, please. Unless nobody's, I think everybody's together, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, safety in numbers. Allegedly.
Yeah.
And you mean stability?
Sorry,
Yeah,
stability.
it's all right.
Thank you very much for that. Stability, please. Yes. Bobby, you probably haven't even seen it.
That's what I was thinking. He's probably completely unaware, isn't he? But
well, I mean, apart from gaining like an entire new dimension of sight, you now got a 3-point vanishing.
Well, you say,
points.
You're talking about that entire dimension. Basically, it's about 3 inches difference or something, or maybe an inch difference.
I definitely remember how this works.
Oh, cool. Yep. Josh,
Not having a good time.
you're standing right in front of Bobby when this happens. Oh, you see skin rupturing, you see blood just trickle down his forehead slightly, and you see this eye looking straight at you. You cannot fathom what is going on here. You are looking directly into somebody who has 3 eyes, and it's too much. It's just too much. You lose 3 points
Wowzers.
of stability as
That takes me down to 0.
as you try to comprehend what is happening. Okay, so you're down to 0. Now I'm just going to quickly bring up the list of cause.
He's
You're not quite
feeling
there yet.
himself.
You're not quite there yet.
No, you need the -6 or something before.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you've still got some time to go before you end up catatonic or otherwise. But this kind of trauma, the resistance is nearly gone. Any kind of further impact is you're on the edge at this point. I mean, you're so close to the edge. Yeah, you just need to figure out, I think, what's gonna happen. I'm just looking for the. You feel free to jump in here at this point, Mark, because my PDF is absolutely going junky.
Mark, you're muted.
Stability 0
Muted,
isn't quite
Mark.
terrible. It's just right on the edge. I'm right in that. I think I'm saying that's the way to go.
Yeah, I can't remember the ruling. I'll look into it while you
I've got it
carry
in front
on.
of me, but yeah.
Okay.
Stability is your mental and emotional resistance to trauma, and it is now gone. The pool of resistance that you have is no longer there. Yeah. So when you're at zero, you've had a shock. You're on the terrifying edge of madness, and if I think you're aware of that, just something so terrible. So yeah, you're any more from losses from you, you're going to be gibbering, depending on where it goes. I think that you're aware of that. So, Bobby, you look around with this. You start to perceive, ever so slightly, just in your vision, things begin to flicker into and out. Supervision, supravision, vision over vision. You look at Roberta. You look at Roberta, and inside you see tangled black knot. Each time you look, it begins to just flick in. You're not quite able to capture it entirely. And inside there, you see this black tangled knot. It's as if, and then it goes.
Do I still have the headache? I mean, am I still in pain? I guess I'm rubbing kind of blood out of my eyes at this point as well.
And
I'm seeing. Yeah, and I'm seeing, the expressions on the other patients there, and I'm looking at them and Mr. Haywood, Mr. Minnow, what's wrong? What's happening?
You appear to have. You've got a new eye.
You're just saying that because you're jealous. Because you're missing one.
Is it my eye?
Oh, that's a really good. Is it even a human eye? Actually, I mean, Bobby wouldn't know, but I guess Herman.
I'd hope I'd recognize it.
It's most certainly your eye.
All right, time to fetch the spoon.
Yeah.
You can have a glass one to replace it.
I mean, I think on that realization.
Do you want me to make another stability roll?
Well, I think.
Mr. Minnow needs them.
Yeah, I think you really
I'm going to
are.
make one as well. I'm pretty sure that Bobby is not going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's my eye. You've got my eye in your head.
I have failed.
Bobby, you have.
I'm impervious.
Bobby has.
It was 3 for that Haywood
If I
lost.
could show you my screen right now with every bit of text disappearing in front of me, you'd think that my computer has been. You are witnessing a very, very strange event entirely up close. This is something that's happened to you. Your body has been shifted and changed. Your body is no longer yours. You've been violated in the most heinous way. Yeah. You're gonna take 4 points of stability at this point.
That makes sense.
It's just it's too close to.
Are we going to end up in a game where the hypochondriac is the beacon of stability?
So does Herman mention to Bobby that this is his missing eye, or is it?
Well, I said that it's my eye in your head, which would be probably the trigger for your stability roll.
Yeah.
Unless you decide to make stability rolls for funsies.
And without even thinking about it, I guess I kind of throw myself at Mr. Minnow, and I kind of grab him by the lapels, and he's like, "Take it out! Take it out!"
It's beyond my expertise, I'm afraid. But we will find some. We can hope if we can get out of here, we can find someone who can. This may not even be real. Who knows?
Bobby probably doesn't even hear that. He kind of swings around to Ed, and he's shouting, "Help me! Help me!"
Can I slap him before he faints? I mean, I don't, like, that's the thing. It's like he doesn't know what to do, but like it's the thing. You always see that thing where it's just like you slap someone
just to calm someone down.
That's what happens in all the books.
Yeah, and in Airplane.
Yeah.
As you're shaking, Herman, you look at each. You turn around and look at each of these people, and you're getting dizzy with this. Each person in front of you takes on the form like a centipede, with waves and time. Their features beginning to shift, looking like they're younger, looking like they're older.
Whoa!
The body changes. It's from being young to shifting.
Okay, in that case, I think when he turns to Ed, when Bobby turns to Ed, I think he goes to do the similar thing and kind of freaks out a little bit and then kind of shrinks back and he kind of crouches down against the wall in the corner. He's just kind of going, help me.
And yeah, the effect as you're cowering in the corner, the effect lessens and you begin to see the sense of the person that is Herman become whole again, as you're staring at him. Maybe the slap that you were given helped you, and you feel the eye beginning to your forehead tensing up and the headache starting again.
Okay.
As it closes over. I think with that headache as well, you're gonna lose a point of health because you're getting hit by one hellish migraine.
Yeah, makes sense.
So from my perspective, he whacked out for a bit, and then I slapped him, and then the eye went away.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the cure, folks.
Just be like,
Perfect solution.
I have the hand.
Oh boy. Well, this got pretty messed up.
This is only the beginning.
Are we still outside the
Ward 4.
Ward 4?
Top of the stairs.
Because there was a crazy guy with a hand issue, I think, and then we found the crazy guy's notes.
He said his hand was
What did
sore and he wanted
with
somebody
my
to
roll of
cover
3?
it.
How would I have reacted with that?
In hindsight, because we have the whole reference of the hand and the eye, like if my eye is in your head and you're somehow related to all this, I'm wondering if there might be more significance to that guy's hand issue than we first we just assumed he was just a crazy guy with a hand issue. But it may be related to what's going on.
Did Roberta pass that?
Roberta,
Or is she going to lose 4 stability like Ed?
You're at this point in time, Roberta, you are okay. You are obviously shaken. You were obviously concerned. But you are just holding it together as much as you think that Roberta would. But yeah, you don't, at this point in time, I don't know, maybe you closed your eyes and counted to 10, and Herman slapped him and it went away, who knows?
I think that thing you mentioned earlier is probably quite a good one. We may still think we're in a dream, maybe, to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how he's kind of rationalizing. It's like the current solution to the problem is to escape, and it's like if you escape and then you wake up, then that's fine. And if you escape and it turns out to be real and you escape, that's still fine.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
Okay, you're at the top of the stairs. You're looking around. Bobby, you seem to be coming back to yourself. Ed, you're keeping quiet. Is that because as Ed is just standing, maybe holding on to railings, looking down the stairs, or?
Pretty much. It's intentional.
Okay. So you notice Ed's not saying anything. Bobby, you're starting to feel a bit better. Roberta, you're just justifying something. What do you do?
I just say, okay, so obviously something very bad's happening here. We need to get back to the ward. We need to get ourselves safe. We need to barricade ourselves in better. We need to not go to sleep at all, and we need to not breathe those weird things last night. We need masks. We need some kind of masks. We need to protect ourselves.
let's start with small goals. But hopefully, one of the utility rooms can. That may have something we can use, or at least.
Maybe we could go and hide somewhere else. Let's go and hide somewhere. Let's go and hide now. Let's hide now. The dimension. Shall we go and hide now?
What if we went to one of the unused parts of the building?
It'd be better to hide somewhere else if they're going to look for us in the ward.
No,
Yeah.
I don't
We need to
know if
hide. We need to
I don't know
hide.
if you remember
'Cause-
it, but at the end of, as players, at the end of the last game, you had discussed the library.
Yeah.
That's true. We did. We're going there then.
We did.
Let's go to the library.
I
We
did
can
not
hide
remember.
there.
Power of books.
We need to go there. We need to go to the library. We need to go to the library. We need to hide. We need to hide because if they can gas us. They can do that thing in the room, and we do not need any more body parts removing or adding. Or we need to go. We need to go. Did I say we need to go? We need to go now. Should we go now?
Let's go.
Yes, good idea. Well said. Let's go now.
Anyone else?
Ed has
Coming
already
with?
started walking towards the library.
I follow Ed.
It's this way.
Ed turns around.
I don't really know how we're going to stop
yeah,
the
you
gas
make-
in the library, but we'll work out something.
You make your way down the stairs.
Did Ed say that he knew? Not Ed. Herman say he knew where the library was. I mean, we'd seen the sign earlier, hadn't we? I think pointing.
Yeah.
That
It
way,
was
or we'd seen
first
him-
floor, East Wing, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm just following along at the moment. This migraine that Bobby's experiencing. I think I'm not able to make any kind of decisions of my own at the moment. I'm just following blindly along. Blindly.
Blindly. Anything but blind right now.
I mean, you have the unfortunate choice between like triple vision and headaches.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you make your way. You make your way down the stairs. You're on floor 2 of the West Wing. You make your way down. So you're going past the corridor off to your ward. You know that the next corridor that you approach on the stairs is going to be your.
Right. So it's our ward where. Is it Ward 3 we were on or something? Was that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Just as we approach that, I just say, wait. Have we done last rounds?
I think we waited for last rounds before heading off, because that's the only time we know they wouldn't be there.
No, I think you were.
No, I think we went
I think
before
it was,
last
You
round.
went before last rounds because you did bang into.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we were going to go back and then we were going to sneak out after.
Yeah. I'll go. Oh wait. We need to go back. We have to go back, act very good, and behave like perfect patients, and sit in our beds. when they come and do the last rounds, do not take any tablets, do not take any drugs, and then we'll sneak out after.
Oh, I need something for the pain, Roberta. I've got a terrible headache.
Maybe you could take a painkiller.
I also think that if we suddenly change personality, then they'll get suspicious. Just be yourselves, and then don't cause.
Okay, so let's quickly go back to the wards and just get into bed, like that awful nurse told us to.
Yeah.
Dash off and head towards the ward.
So, going down through the ward, the corridor, you see one of the nurses there, Nurse Clayton, and she looks up and she says, "Now, what are you all doing? You should really be getting some rest. Please, no more of this. Here to get better. Wandering around the corridors is not how that's going to happen. Please, can you get back into your rooms? Get back to beds.
Yes, Clayton, we're going back to bed now." And then I just turn around and I say, "When you became a nurse, did you become a nurse to help people get better?"
She just looks at you. Says, "You, please, go into your room and we will make sure that you are better and we'll find out more. Dr. Haverly's coming tomorrow. He'll be inspecting you. He'll be doing his rounds. He'll be doing the rounds tomorrow. I'm sure you'll have some good news."
Yes, Clayton, you seem like a really nice person. Are you a really nice person? Are you an honest person? I'm going to do something. I want to win her over.
The phone rings.
Flipping heck. What can I do to it?
She says, she says, they must have fixed it. Goodness.
Funny that.
I am. Excuse me, I have to take that.
Nurse?
Please back in your room.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got blood on me. I'm bleeding.
Oh, Mr. Wiseman, we'll come and clean you up. What did you do? My goodness. Look, I'll take this call and I'll come right in and see you.
Nurse, I'm bleeding.
You're not bleeding now, but it does look like you've got a bit of a neck or something. Are you cut yourself shaving or something? Did you, or what?
Nurse, I don't generally shave my forehead.
She looks a bit flustered. The phone rings again, and she's like, I'll come and get you cleaned up. Just go and have a wash in the bathroom and wash the blood off you. Doesn't look like it's coming from anywhere. I think it's just you probably just spread it over your face. You'll be fine. You know, a bleeding nose on your fingers or something. You've smeared it up there. Go and just get yourself washed up, and I'll be right with you.
I think in his current state of mind as well, Bobby probably just exactly that. But yeah, I'm gonna go.
I think someone is trying to keep her away from us.
She goes into answer the phone. Do you guys move away? Bobby's gone. Are you standing at the desk?
Head back to the ward. I'm not going to leave. Yeah, we won't leave Bobby on his own.
Okay.
An accompanied mutant.
Head back sort of to the entrance of the ward and just keep an eye out and wait to see if I see Bobby or the nurse come back.
Yeah. Is anybody doing anything particular at this point while you're standing waiting?
I've got no ideas.
Okay.
I'm going to stand by. I want to stand by the
You're
desk.
muted.
Yeah. I'm going to stand by the desk and casually look over and see if I can see any notes that might be anything about us, anything.
Yeah, well, the phone, is it near the desk? I mean, could she
It's
hear from there?
in a room behind the desk. Yeah.
Oh, so okay. I'm going to look at the. I'm going to stand near the desk and to kind of peep over and have a look at see if there's any notes of anything interesting there.
What skill are you using? In particular, anything?
It's not the spot hidden game, is it? Yeah, I'm just too many games, too many different sheets.
I mean, you can have a look anyway and see if you want generally.
Yeah, I've got library use. Would that be any good?
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you're having a look over, but nothing particular is sticking out. But as you're standing there, you're looking over, you hear her saying, kind of hushed, saying, I told you not. Listen, we've had this conversation. I know, but I can't. No, I'm. You know I'm looking after. Listen, of course. Yes, I can't. No, later. Listen, no. You, please. You must no. You must stop calling me. While I'm here, I can't help you. And she puts the phone down, and you see her come back to the desk, and she looks like she's got a bit of a tear, just kind of glassy-eyed a bit.
Is that your father? I don't know how I remember this. How did we know this?
Because she told you.
She did.
Yes. He is getting worse. Because he thinks because I'm here that I should be there with him helping, that somehow this will help. She kind of clams up and says, please, could you get back into your bed? I need to attend to Bobby. And she goes off to get some swabs and some water.
Did I see anything on the desk?
Nothing untoward, just the things that you'd expect to see. Just some files.
No keys or
anything.
We have got some keys though, didn't we?
You do, yeah. You got keys from the porter.
I feel that she could help us, but I don't know how to win her trust. We better get back into bed. But if anyone can think of a way of winning her trust.
It depends on how much she knows about what's going on here.
Can they not know? How can they not know?
We should maybe we should ask directly.
So you're in the room. I guess you go back into your ward. Been tied up, beds made, everything chip shape, Bristol fashion.
Bobby, come on.
Nurse Clayton.
Yeah, I think Bobby's probably still in the bathroom or in the washroom.
Okay.
And
sorry, I thought we were.
No, and he's kind of tentatively touching this scar that he has on his forehead, and after he's kind of touched it his forehead for a bit, he then tries to force the
Okay.
thing apart, and his hands shaking. He does it my hands are shaking as I do it. I really do not want to see what's under there, but he's gonna try it anyway.
It's another stability roll.
Yeah. I mean,
Every time you do it.
You feel that headache, and you feel the pain, and somehow you think that if you could just focus on, just concentrate and just feel that, and if you could just do that, and the headache, and if you force the pain away.
Well, I mean, he kind of figures that, and then I suppose the pain subsided when the eye was revealed. So maybe it's like relieving some kind of pressure that he has in his head. So that's probably why I'm trying to do that, trying to force that eye to appear. He doesn't want to see it, but it might relieve the pain.
And as you do that, you pull and you focus, and you kind of you find that place that you were in before, and you sense that. Are you looking in the mirror as you're doing this?
Yeah, that's yeah. And that's why I'm thinking, if I see the eye, I am gonna. It'll be that whole and jump back kind of.
You feel like that, and this time there's not as much blood. There's just a trickle on your fingers, but you feel the headache release, and you feel the tension in your shoulders just relax, your neck. But then this again appearing, this eye from Herman, it's not. I don't even think it's the same color as yours necessarily. But the white of the eye just appears in your head, and the relief, pressure. But as you look around, now you said you jump back at this point.
Yeah, I think I get totally freaked out because it's there still.
You are going to have to take a stability.
And I totally think that is
point, because
that is fair.
Yeah.
Do you just want me to take a loss, or do you want me to roll?
I think at this point you've kind of escaped it, but now you're looking at it head on. You are face first in the mirror with this thing happening. I don't know that necessarily there's a lot you can do. I mean, this is.
No, I think
this is clearly something supernatural or something. So I mean, this is you're up close. You yourself are the creature. you have become that which you fear. So I think a 4-point loss.
Whoa.
For stability there is appropriate.
I immediately, as I say, I jump back and cry out, and then push open the cubicle door behind me and puke my guts out into the bowl.
And I think that again, that kind of shock, and the fact that you've withdrawn from it, you feel the headache returning again as the eye closes, but this time it doesn't leave that same trickle of blood. It's beginning to come a bit easier to you.
Okay,
do you head back into the ward?
After kind of cleaning myself up, I guess. Yeah,
and you find
slowly.
You find Nurse Clayton. She's waiting for you. Bed. Says, now let's have a look. You've done you've healed up. Whatever it was, you must have smeared some blood from you. Just kind of looks, and she sees maybe a little bit of there, and she kind of dabs it just a bit, and then says, "You'll be fine. Just would you like anything to drink? Anybody like a cup of tea?" She looks around.
Nurse Clayton, so you know that he's got an extra eye then?
He's got an extra
eye?
No.
He should show her.
Oh, I put my head down. Shit.
He has an injury. but that's covered in his files. It's... Well, maybe Dr. Haverley will know a bit more about what's going on. He's coming tomorrow. You mention it to him, and maybe you'll get a change in your medication, Bobby, and that'll perhaps help things out a bit.
But this thing that I really want to do, and it's just
not,
like
that's not what medicine does.
Do you have any aspirin, Nurse Clayton?
Yeah, of course.
okay, I'm just gonna go with my instinct. I jump out of bed.
Okay.
And I go across to Bobby's bed and I say, Nurse Clayton, come here, and I touch Bobby's forehead and try and open the gap.
What?
I'm sorry, it popped into my head and I just have to go with it.
No, okay.
It just is.
So
is Bobby at least on board?
Yeah, Bobby, you suddenly see Roberta kind of just crash out of bed towards you. I don't think you're going to take that, are you? You're not
No. I think as Roberta comes past, Bobby slaps her hands away.
Okay, Bobby, I'm fine. Bobby, we need to show her she's our only way out of here.
I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. I'm
just
fine.
Show her. We need to get out of here. And I try and grab his forehead to open the eye.
Right. I think it's opposed here. So can we get a scuffling an opposed scuffling roll between the two of you?
Yes, we can.
Don't oppose me too much. It's our only way out of here, you idiot.
Trying to poke him in with his eyes.
I mean, I don't think he's even used to it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why it came into my head, but I thought I'm going to run with it.
Yeah,
I'll spend a point.
I got twigs in my hair. What do I have to roll then?
Scuffling.
Scuffling.
Do you have any?
Can I spend a point?
If you like.
I want to win this. Oh, piss!
Bobby, you managed
holding
to...
you at bay.
Yeah, you managed to hold her at bay, and she says, look, please, and she comes over and grabs you, Roberta, and she begins to nurse kind of you back, grabbing by the shoulders, and to please...
Bobby, show it her, Bobby!
Miss Carol,
and
please.
I think Bobby's probably in tears by this point.
Look what you've done. I'm going to have to mention this. To...
Please don't mention this, because it will pretend me up there, and there's bad things happening. There's bad things happening here.
We've been told to report back if, and she doesn't say anymore. I've said too much.
Please, I beg you don't. But look, just do me this one favour.
What are you using here to have this favour used?
Reassurance.
What is Roberta's? Okay.
I'm going to reassure her.
If you spend a point in reassurance, will you spend a point in reassurance?
I'm going to spend 2.
One will do. But yeah.
Oh. I'm going to say, look, there's things going on here. There's something not right here, and we've all seen it. No one dares say anything because you got this threat of sending them up to the Ward 4. But listen, there's bad things. He has an eye in his forehead.
Please. Is it Miss Carroll? Mrs. Carroll?
Mrs. Because
Mrs. Yeah.
He died.
Mrs. Carroll, please, if you would go back into bed now. I'll speak to Head Nurse Mather and
do not speak to her because please do not speak to her. You know what she would do if you speak to her. You know what's going on here. Guys, help me. You know what's going on.
So as you kind of look at her and you begin to plead, she hears the phone ring again, and she says,
we can help you with your dad. We can help you with your dad. If you get us out of here, we'll help you with your dad.
She says, oh, okay, fine. Just keep yourself calm. Get you a cup of tea. I'll go and answer the phone, and you'll be fine. I'll not mention anything this time, but no more, please, no more. She looks at you sternly. Maybe the sternest look you've seen her.
Just examine Bobby's forehead.
We'll make sure he's okay. He's in for only another couple of days. He'll be fine. Don't worry. And she walks round back into the room behind the office.
Blast.
Hopefully we see her again.
Okay. So the nurse, after some time, as you're sitting back on your beds, I guess, you see the nurse walk past. She looks in. She says, "Tea will be on its way, and your evening meals will be served shortly after." And she continues to walk down the corridor. You hear her clogs clicking away down the corridor. And for now, you're on your own. Now, we can if you want to. Skip time.
It's like you're trying not to laugh then.
Or
We're going to the library as soon as they go.
yeah, I think Ed, were you going to say something there?
No, I was coughing.
I was tempted to slap Bobby again to stop him crying.
This is the thing now.
But then that would have got rid of the eye, so we'd lost our evidence. I mean, you stole my eye.
No, you lost it.
He's a hypochondriac. He
I
knows the
happened to
cures for
find
things.
I don't
Because
think
this is
that's how it
slapping.
works.
When is somebody making a move to go to the library, or is that
just
not
waiting
happening
for-
now?
We're just waiting for the last rounds first. Then we know that we have a clear
Yeah.
path.
I think they just did that, didn't he, when they went off up the corridor?
Was that the last round? Or-
You're going to get brought your
I
dinner.
thought that was just.
Oh, brought dinner. Oh, right, okay,
Yeah, you're in the
okay.
meal.
Yeah,
will be
'cause I
served.
thought that was just from.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, you can skip till after dinner and
Yeah,
then.
so
Sorry.
you brought your meal. One of the orderlies of the hospital ships it in, up to brings it up to the nurse's station, and yeah, the nurse Clayton brings it through, short-staffed as they are, and you eat your meal, and yeah, she looks visibly upset at this as she's serving, but yeah, she doesn't really engage in eye contact. She stops to look at you, Bobby. And checks, and then she goes over to Ed and hands him his meal last. Stands for a second and looks at Ed. And then begins to walk away.
She walks out the door. I just not shout, but sort of go, "You need to help us."
It doesn't look like she heard you. She keeps on walking.
She is afraid.
Yeah, I mean, you could use a skill at this point if you wanted. If there's anything that you've got that might help you to.
I'm not sure that Bobby's
I don't think
in
Bobby's
any
up to
fit state to
it.
do anything.
I don't think flattery is going to work.
No, I was more meaning about reading her. I mean, time for conversation is gone, but for reading her as she was.
Yeah, I get you.
Oh.
It probably doesn't make sense for Bobby to do it, but yeah, perhaps somebody else could maybe
Assess honesty.
assess psychoanalysis or something, maybe along those lines, perhaps.
I can do psychoanalysis.
Well, I think
would something like that maybe be useful in
so.
reading a situation like that?
Yeah. Because Ed, you were the one that broached the subject with her to start with, so you've had this going around in your brain for longer. She looks as if she has just heard some. She looks like she's almost at tears, but not because of you. She's distant. She's distant. It's not. It doesn't appear. It's something. She looks upset. And I think
like she's received some bad news or something, and is trying to carry on.
Yeah,
after...
I mean, she's basically just she's going through the motions. And she walks out the door, and she doesn't say anything as she walks out, and she walks back, and you see her walk to her office, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure how hospitals work well enough to know, but she does whatever the nurse equivalent is of getting her coat. You know, maybe it's she puts her files down, or maybe she picks something up, but you get this sense that she's heading off for the evening.
Yeah, collecting her keys or something.
Yeah. Or was it Herman that approached the subject with her first of all? I think it might have been.
I was just thinking, I don't think it was me.
Yeah, I think it was Herman. I think you broached. Yeah, Herman broached the subject.
Yeah, I think it was. I think
we discussed it. We discussed it.
Yeah, you've talked about it and discussed it. So, yep. Anyway,
for some reason, I thought that Herman had switched his camera off. It was that still. I thought we'd just got his picture.
So you have a few hours before nightfall, or at least the dead of night. I suppose it'd be the equivalent of about 5 o'clock or something, so it's getting dark.
And have they done last rounds now?
Yeah, let's say they have. They've done that, so you're free
to the library. We don't have much time.
Could I get? I think maybe appropriate if you're trying to move. Are you trying to move quickly? Are you trying to move quietly, or a bit of both?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're trying to move quietly and quickly through, and you get to the lift, and the lift takes you down towards the administration. Excuse me, the administration level. And yeah, from that point, you go down through to the administration. Somebody's sitting at the desk, but they have their back turned to you as you walk down the corridor. And you, rather than walking down towards the east wing where the children are, you find yourself turning to your right, heading towards the stairs that take you up. These stairs lead you to some doors which are above a corridor. They don't look. The corridor hasn't got any light. not lit in the same as bright. There's a sign above one door that says archives as you walk into the corridor, just at the very beginning of the corridor. There's one that says archives, but beyond that, you can't really see a huge amount. The corridor is fairly gloomy. There are windows, but they're a bit manky, not very clean. It is getting gloomy. And looking down...
Do we get the feeling that we're back in that strange part of the hospital that we were in the night before?
No, it just seems... I mean, this particular feeling, it just feels old and somewhat unkempt and unused.
It's run down, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think Bobby says too much. I'm still probably traumatized from Morrison Discovery.
It just rushes along, you know. We need to get somewhere. We need to get somewhere quickly and safely. Barricade ourselves in somehow.
Probably won't matter, Roberta.
They can't get us. They can't do anything else to our body. Well, they can't do anything to us. And that's the main thing, yes.
Let's focus on one problem at a time.
Ed just walks forward and tries the first door he sees. Or feels, I suppose.
Yeah. In the first door you see is the archives, and it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
The next door, there's an old ward. That looks largely unused. Old, in fact. There's not beds in it. It looks like it would have been a ward. It's getting very gloomy outside.
We need to hurry. This part of the hospital is more unnerving than the rest of the hospital. Can we get to the...
I look back at the sign that's hanging outside that archives room, and I turn to Herman, and I say, Mr. Minnow, do you think that they would have any notes about recent operations in there?
It's worth a shot. I mean, we found those like scans and folders in Drake's office, so they must keep those somewhere. I would think.
You think that maybe they explain why they did what they did to us?
Maybe. I don't know for sure. At least maybe they will. They might say the method, the purpose, maybe, if not the reason why.
So I take the keys that I stole from the porter out of my pocket, and I head over towards the archive door. And I spend a certain amount of time going through these keys, trying to find one that fits. Do I happen to have one that works?
You do. The door opens and there's a light on inside. You open the room and you hear a voice saying, "Hello? Is someone there?"
Let's keep moving. Because
I'm gonna walk into the room. I call out, "I'm here to empty your bin, sir."
Okay, now that sounds like a good use of the skill that isn't technically trail.
Impersonate?
Yes.
That's what I was aiming for, sir. That is
Excellent.
what I'm trying to do.
Could I have a roll? Sorry, is it a roll? I think you can remember where I put it. Where did I
It's
put
not.
it?
It's an investigative ability. Does it
Excellent.
require a point spent? I'm not attempting to put on a voice or anything. I'm just pretending to be.
Yeah. You're a bit canny with that. You've done these kind of things. You're used to kind of sneaking a little bit past folks. So I think you can. I think you can do that. Yeah. And as you walk in a bit further, you see an elderly gentleman, and he has no glasses on, and he's kind of squinting, and he's like,
Excellent.
and he says, "Okay, you know where they are?" And he points off just behind, away from down the. Make sure you get them all. You've not been in for a while.
Just wait.
I've always wanted to ask. What kind of records do they keep in here? And I shuffle into the room, hoping that this guy's eyesight really is as bad as it looks.
Yeah, and he says,
and I'm looking around for a bin
yeah,
that I can grab.
What the rest of you doing as Bobby disappears in here?
I was with him at the archive room. Has everyone else moved on, or are we still? Are they lingering?
Are you
Because
all
I'd be
together?
like outside.
I think we would stick together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would probably just sort of go in and stand by the door, kind of listening on the corridor to see if we can hear anything.
So can I get?
Keep a lookout.
Are you guys being quiet then? Are you being stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep
Maybe
a lookout as well, just at
Yeah.
like the nearest corners.
Yeah. So I sense trouble from somebody, perhaps. Oh, okay. Yeah, he hears that. Oh, who else there?
Where's sent?
It's just me. I'm just his colleague. I'm pushing the trolley outside.
Oh, what a lovely voice. So cheery. What's your name, dear?
Rosemary.
So you didn't answer my question, and I think Bobby's voice is I'm just starting to waver a little bit at this point.
Oh, in here. Oh, it's the records of everybody here. There's some of the old cases.
Would it have details of operations that had been carried out that had gone wrong? I'm sure that these hospitals, they've done things before, right? That have gone wrong.
In my time, we've had people who have died. We've had people who have been carried out into the funeral parlor. It's a hospital, Sonny. It's gonna come to us all eventually. No, I'm almost finished.
That's not what I said, Grandad.
If you wouldn't mind, I need to be getting...
Sir, that's not what I asked. And I think the frustration is starting to kind of show in my voice now as I'm saying that, and I'm starting to get angry.
In this, as you kind of go past, you see rows of shelves, but there's not a lot of stuff on them. There's really not a lot of stuff. There's like one shelf particularly that has files in them. It's mostly empty.
There must be more than this. There has to be more than this. Where are the files?
We've been moving them up the road, see? We just keep what we need here now.
What about what happened last night? Where would the records for that be?
Well, they'll still be in the ward at the patients. What, are you okay, Sonny? Are you all right? You sound a bit distressed. Come here, let me get a good look at you.
I think I'm gonna run.
Okay. Oh.
Ed, you don't get any sense that this guy is capable of getting up off his seat barely, let alone start a fight with somebody. You don't think Bobby's in any particular threat, but you get the sense that Bobby's maybe himself creating a scene as opposed to being part of the intention of maybe finding something. So as much as your sense trouble gives you a certain degree of Bobby being the trouble in this case.
Did.
I'll just step into the room a bit and just sort of look around Bobby and just say, just get the bin and let's go. You're muted.
He must know. He has to know. Somebody knows.
That somebody is probably Dr. Drake.
Herman, as you're looking around, you see a. So, has anybody got library use at this point?
I used mine earlier.
Yeah.
I can use it, yes.
Yeah.
So you see these.
You can still use it if you don't have a point.
You can, you still use it. So you've got it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I do have it. Yeah.
You haven't got a point, an extra point to spend to make it better.
If you want to spend the point, then I'll get you you'll be able to find some files that initially caught both of your eyes, but as you're flicking through the various ones, you find a few that are interesting to you as Bobby and Ed are kind of having this going on. You've kind of got past where this old guy is, and you've looked at the remaining files that are there, and quite quickly between the two of you find one on Gavin Langley, which kind of tells you what you already know. He's been a patient for a few months. He had a breakdown, and he's almost recovered several times and then broken down again. What is particularly interesting, however, is that you discover that Dr. Drake's cases, find an official-looking document against Dr. Drake's cases, and it says that all of Dr. Drake's cases are to be reviewed by Dr. Haverly. And it looks as if Dr. Haverly is keeping a pretty close eye on Dr. Drake.
Because he's mental.
He suspects, and maybe he can help.
And then you also find that Drake has recently asked for repairs to be made to the roof of the abandoned East Wing in the old library.
Well, that was fortunate to find that out beforehand.
Okay.
That is one place to check when we can.
We're heading to the old library, aren't we?
A lot more like the roof, rather than just the library itself, in case there's...
No, I mean, it's the fact that he's trying to repair the roof of a wing that is no longer in use.
Yeah.
Which means he's got something planned for that wing.
Yes. So we should check out... was that just requested, or were those repairs have already gone through? Is there any info on that?
Only that the date's quite recent, so you're not sure yet if it's gone through or not. But the date, was in
so further investigation.
Past few months. You also find your own medical records. Being as there are only a few patients left in the hospital.
Well, that could be interesting.
For all of us.
Do they also have those X-rays that we found in his office? Or they're missing those?
No, but as you're looking at them, for your own ones, particularly the two of you, you find your own ones. You don't remember ever Herman having a scar, an appendix operation. That's not something that happened to you, and certainly not 12 years ago. Roberta, there's mention of an iron deficiency here, but it's apparently long term. And you've been taking treatment for it for quite a few years.
But I haven't.
I think someone's fabricating our files so they could get away with whatever they're doing to keep us here.
In his drugs, though. What are in the drugs that they're giving us?
I don't want to know.
It's not.
I'm gonna have a quick check. Like, do I have an appendix scar? Now that I'm like worried about magically appearing injuries, like Mr. Forehead over there.
You were.
Wasn't there a scar on your body?
Yeah.
That we found out after last night in the same way that Bobby.
I couldn't remember where it was exactly.
Yeah, it's there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
My knowledge of human anatomy limited.
I just couldn't remember where the spot of the scar was. That's why I was sort of refreshing.
And you don't remember having that operation years ago.
I think they're doing things to us and then updating the record so it looks like it was there before.
Well, I just turn around and say, well, if they took his eye and gave it to him, and then you've got a scar there that's got something took out of you. Oh, Herman, so they've took out your eye and they've took out something else. Where's this other thing going to appear?
I don't want to think about it. We should find the files for the others. See what.
Mine just said about iron deficiency.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. I mean, you get the same general gist of the fact that these records have been.
Maybe they've been doing something to your blood.
Maybe I get very close to Bobby and have a look and go, just see any more scars.
Mark, you're muted.
What are you looking at?
I'm just seeing if you've got any
I take it
more
you're
recent scars.
You've gone out of the library at this point because while you're looking at this stuff, Bobby's getting kind of ushered out by Ed.
Now that was the archive. Is the library a separate?
Sorry, the archive. Apologies.
Yeah, no. I just wondered if it was the same one and the same.
Yeah, no. The archive is a separate room. The library, Ed, you probably spotted it in the back of the panel.
We gotta go for that really gloomy corridor to get to it.
Yeah.
Actually, did they say that was in the abandoned East Wing? Did I hear that right? Or
I think I've got that right. The reason I'm saying that is just because the map that I put up in Roll20 got slightly broken. I've fixed it since. So yes, you are in the East Wing. That's correct. In the same wing as the archives. The library is there too, and the empty
And this is the gloomy, rundown.
Yeah, it's just looking a bit tattered and not unkempt.
If we walk past any of the wards, like I'm assuming with this use, there'll be probably no one going around too much. Like I think if we walk past like any of the empty wards, Maybe just be worth just having at least like a peek through the window to make sure that.
I'm just wondering, are there kind of lights on in this wing?
No.
Right.
It's starting to get dark. The time you spent.
Yeah.
Old
After dinner and that, it
Mr.
was.
Saul, he says, he kind of, I guess, are you outside the archives now, heading to the library?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'd have made a run for it.
Yeah. Once everyone comes out.
Gibbering wreck.
Yeah, if we see any windows, we should look through and see to make sure that these are empty.
Aye, the
ward.
The ward certainly is. Yeah, there's very little in there at all. Just a couple of chairs and nothing beyond that.
Okay, to the library.
There is scuttle across these. They really derelict kind of corridors, or
they're not huge. There's as long as the one downstairs that you would have walked through to.
I guess they're just not going to pay people to clean this part of the building if it's abandoned, right? It's not used.
And the library certainly drives that home, because when you open the door into the library, it stinks of mildew. The shelves almost empty. The furniture is actually quite broken. There are some cardboard boxes that you see.
Cardboard boxes as if they're packing things up to move out?
Maybe.
Or...
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you don't know for standing at the doorway looking, but that's one possibility. There's also a door out of the library on one of the side walls. There's a chair and a desk that catches your attention, just in the other corner of the room, and it looks like it's been used a bit more recently than the rest of them.
I walk into the library, I look around, and I just turn to Ed. Ed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay here. We need to barricade these doors. These the only doors in and out of the library.
It looks like it.
There is one more door.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
if they, I don't know. If the door is barricaded and they don't expect it, they will know someone is inside. But I don't know what else we can do.
Well, they're not going to know we're here, are they? We just keep the light off.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to find a
perhaps
position towards the back of the room.
We could block any light getting out of the room.
Well, there are windows, but the windows are quite high up. Those that are there.
You could hide in the boxes.
Are they external windows or internal windows? Like, would they? If you look through them, would you see like holes?
Yeah, on one side. Yeah, on one side it'd be external. Yeah, you probably see snow, or at least the kind of dark silhouette of snow falling and piled up against the window edges. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. There's mostly as you walk through, assuming that you're entering into the library as you're doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to go in and try and assess it and try and.
Well, you mentioned that desk and that it had been used recently. Is there like a desk lamp on there?
Yeah. There is.
And is it kind of one of those on an arm, so it can be angled to point? So we can maybe keep the light from.
Yeah. And if we blockade around it, you'll stop the light going to the window. How big are the windows? That's the external ones.
They are about maybe 4 foot wide and I don't know, 3 foot high, and they're quite high up. They're maybe 7 or 8 foot up.
Right. Yeah. So they're kind of all around near the ceiling.
Yeah. I was just thinking, if in case things get desperate, we could move the desk over and try and escape out the window, just as a future plan, if it comes to it.
Bobby, while you're over at the desk, there's a whole bunch of debris around it. But I think something, as you're kind of filching about and looking for the handle for the light switch to try and pull up the arm or whatever, you're not quite sure how it works initially, but as you're doing that, you're looking around and you see some handwritten notes down the side of the chair on the ground. You turn a light on and it maybe just illuminates down the side of the desk, and you're looking down, you see these handwritten notes.
Kind of scanning, looking for maybe a signature or something, or a name, just to see if it tells me who it is that's written these notes. Wondering if it's Dr. Drake or not. I don't have any ability that would help with.
Yeah, it looks pretty obscure. It's pretty complex. And
does it look like Doctor's handwriting, as in unintelligible?
No, but it looks like somebody has written. Like, you can't quite make it out, but you're trying to read through, and you can sort of see that there's sentences, and then some of them are scored out, and then there's a longer sentence underneath that, and that's scored out, and there's a longer sentence underneath that, and there's a sentence, you don't know what it is, but it's clearly a foreign language because it just doesn't look like English.
Okay, and I'll quietly call across. I quietly call across to one of the others. Well, to the other three, and I can't quite read this for this bloody headache. Any of you have a look at these notes?
I'll have a look. Can I spend a point of language?
Yes, you now speak German and read German and fluent in German.
Wait, didn't I do that earlier?
Did you? Yeah.
I think.
Somebody speaks German
earlier.
Yeah.
Somebody with D.
Actually, it was Roberta, I think.
I think it was me, but it's not on my sheet.
Well, anyway, between you, you find the necessary nous to be able to have a look at this. It looks like somebody was trying to translate German text into English, but the original text, there's a lot of mistakes and corrections and false starts, and I think whoever it was that was looking at those early things, you see that it looks like Langley's handwriting compared to stuff that you saw on the bedside in the bedside cabinets. But then there's
Langley is
Gavin Langley's the guy that got killed.
Mad happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's one page with really hard to read writing that's different from the others, and I think you would recognise that as Dr. Drake's writing from the stuff that you did in his office.
What do you make of it?
It doesn't make any sense.
Interpreting it is tricky. Not only is the German itself in the original text obscure and difficult, but it's clearly the interpretation, the translation by a madman. How much time are you spending looking at these notes?
Yeah, I mean, I can look at them while people do other things to try and piece together this broken translation.
Yeah, okay. So
it'd be nice if we could find I guess it would be nice if we could find the original text. And Sprechen die whatever Colton, I don't know.
Okay, so while you're looking through this, Ed.
Ed would have started barricading the doors, probably.
Okay. As you're doing that, Yeah, you notice that the boxes are filled with books, so they're pretty heavy. So there's a good weight in those. There's also some other bits and bobs of I don't know, some sort of film. Perhaps it's some old slides of photography or such. Something looks odd about this. Something you're not quite sure at the edge of your mind. Being as you are an ex-investigator, capable of piecing together a scene, something isn't sitting right. You've got evidence collection here, haven't you?
Yes.
Would you be interested in, at this point, trying to piece it together in some detail? What's nagging you?
Yeah, I will spend a point.
Yeah. There are, as you're moving things around, there are scratch marks on the floor. And these aren't your scratch marks, you didn't make them. And what you see behind the desk as you're looking for heavy things there is that there's a small scar on the lino floor. And as far as you can tell, it looks like the chair would have toppled. But to have made that mark in the floor, it would have had to have been exceptionally violent, violence involved in moving the chair back with that force. And also, you're looking at the direction of these scrapes, and they're leading off in the direction of the side room.
I'll take a look at it for a second and sort of move the chair as I'm trying to figure everything out, and then just look to see whoever's nearby and point out the scratches. It looks like there was a way something dragged over to the other room. We should check it if we're trying to be safe in here. And I'll walk over towards the side room door and just have a listen for a second and see if I can hear anything in there.
It's quiet. You hear the noise from people talking behind you.
Okay. I'll just open the door and take a look inside.
So as you open the door, we'll take a break and we'll come back and find out what's in the room and also what is found by Herman on these notes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Take a quick break, get a drink, recharge your glasses, all the rest. See you back very soon to find out what's going to be happening next.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm going to open that room and...
And we're back. We are back. Waiting for everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. They're probably having to sort their cats out or some such argy-bargy. Or maybe their awesome Halloween displays blown away down into the neighbour's garden. Oh, we were close. Not at all. Yeah. Cats was the first one. The second one was that the wind had blown your Halloween display down the street and people were freaking out. And then the cats jumped in it. Yeah. Okay. No, we're still on live. We're live. We've gone live. You are live. Eating Cocoa Pops. Okay. So, Herman. You're reading through these notes and you're starting to make sense of them. The first page you get is that it's talking about the hand and the eye. One phrase specifically jumps out that it's necessary tools for the physician. It says that the eye sees that which is hidden to a layman. I think I'm gonna send you this on Discord actually. Just because go. The second page. This is pretty gruesome stuff at this point. And this has all been written by Langley. And you're able to work a bit quicker because you're able to work through his translations and mistakes and look back. The third page. Now, yeah. The final page. And I'll give you a translation of that last page. in just a second. The last page there. So you're kind of searching through all this sort of stuff, and it is absolutely terrible. What you pick up, goes on. What you pick up from this is that there's some sort of something that doesn't make sense to you. I mean, a lot of it doesn't make sense to you, but something's being referred to as some sort of. It seems to suggest ancient, or yeah. Yeah, nothing speaks out, but you can do. Yeah, there's a group action possibility with it. So no, you're not. It's my bad. I apologize. I shouldn't. There we go.
Give up.
Now chat can hear you. Apologies, chat. So, what we've ascertained while we were recovering our crew is Herman's been reading through this information, and he has found that there's a few phrases that like necessary tools for the physician. The eye sees that which is hidden to the layman. The hand opens doors of understanding and higher knowledge. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff which doesn't make so much sense. It keeps talking about something being ancient and about being able to just learn new techniques. These heirs of the of elders or some such. It's nothing that you have that makes any sense, but there's something that suggests there's some sort of ancientness associated.
Yeah, it's like some kind of occult sort of vivisectionist guide.
Yeah, and it talks. Yeah, so you can make of that what you will, but that's definitely. Other than that, minor correction.
Okay.
It stands.
While I'm helping him do this, I literally turn around and say, "Okay, am I wrong here in thinking that Drake's the doctor
Yes.
and Langley was a patient?
Yes.
So why is Langley's
No, you're not wrong. That's
So-
correct.
one?
Why was
Why
Langley
is
writing this?
why is Langley and Drake's work here together?
I think Langley was the original author, and Drake has come across it and added his own notes on the top. So it's possible Langley was a doctor before he was a patient.
Or no, that's too far-fetched. Or that he was the doctor and Drake's the one that came from the mental ward. No, too far-fetched. I was Angie head going into gear there.
The lunatics are running the asylum.
Ed,
Yep.
you've found your way across the room, and music needs to just be tweaked slightly because it's gone very state and peaceful and calming, because that wouldn't really do you at all.
It was the only thing keeping us sane.
Music's still on break. The rest of us are fine. The music's just chilling out on break.
You find your way into this room. You follow these scratch marks, the impact from the chair that smashed into the lino behind it, the scratch marks that pulled over, make you think that the tracks was someone was dragged out of the chair and pulled toward the side room.
Well, the last person to have written notes would have been Drake.
Yeah. So, Ed, you were about to open the door, weren't you?
Yes.
You still want to?
What could possibly go wrong?
I was aware of all this information before I opened the door.
This is true. You also are at 0 stability, so that makes perfect sense that you would.
Exactly. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, you walk into, you open the door, and inside there's just a lot of mess, of junk. It's just rubbish, boxes torn, cloth, strewn all over the floor. There's some shelves, but it just looks like it's a terrible mess.
Do the scratches from outside continue through the door?
Hmm.
Can I sort of follow where the scratches are and see if there's something behind or under boxes, etc.?
This is a dark room, and you can see from the light that's coming through that they get covered with the boxes. They get covered with the junk that's there. But if you move some of the boxes aside, you see that they tend towards the corner of the room. You're a few steps into the room at this point.
Right. I'll just keep following them until I see something that isn't boxes.
The pile of boxes changes to bandages, surgical gauze. There's pharmacy scripts that have been chewed by the looks of it. And in the dark, you hear a slight groan and footsteps shuffling. Slow, deliberate footsteps.
Can I see anything? Is it too dark here now?
Yeah. It's a figure coming towards you. There's a figure coming towards you in the dark room. Slowly.
Hello?
You hear a groan. Are they in pain, maybe? The footsteps are heavy in it. You hear a pot clattering off one of the shelves, landing.
Does anyone else hear this?
It's not very loud.
Like,
Pretty quiet. It is. Yeah. Only.
It's like more like the pot clattering because those tend to be quite.
Oh
noisy.
yeah. You might hear that, a kind of painting or something getting knocked off.
Hammond, keep the
Perhaps
noise
we'll-
down.
Turn to face the noise, I guess.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, you're still stuck in the books at this point in the paper.
That was Ed.
Ed, as you're standing there trying to make out what this shadow is, you see a relatively big, tall human, but I don't know. He looks trying to grade it. He's tall, but he looks kind of thin as he's walking towards you. what you see in the dim light is it looks like the porter.
The same one we'd seen downstairs.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm just sort of looking towards him. Just, are you okay? Do you need help?
He reaches out and tries to grab you.
Oh yeah.
I'll try to step back out of the way.
Yes, what would you like to use to get out of the way? And how quickly would you like to get out of?
Just give him his keys back. Oh boy.
Probably going with athletics and pretty much just jumping backwards at this point. Ed's had enough of things grabbing him and looking at things and just this hospital in general.
Yeah.
This is why people shouldn't get shot. Never ends well.
Really?
Would you like to make a roll for athletics and possibly spend any points?
I forgot I had to spend a point, so the roll thing was just sitting there waiting for me to type a point. I spent a point in athletics.
You jump back. And you jump back into the doorway where the light is coming forward, and he continues to shamble. Doesn't actually say anything to you. He walks up over the pile of detritus that's on the ground, and as he gets in to the light, you see a little bit more detail. It looks like the porter, but it's not the porter. His features are ugly and shapen. The part of it looks like it's melted, like a candle. And he's so thin. He is so thin. There's no muscles or fat on his body at all. He reaches out towards the bookcase that's behind the door, and he leans into it, and he's trying to shove it against the door, which is opened up. He's trying to basically push the door shut with the bookcase.
I'll just step backwards out of the doorway.
Yeah.
And I'll yell back to Liz. There's someone in here? I don't know where that accent went.
What do you mean there's someone in here?
A thin man. He looks a bit like one of the porters. Ooh, okay.
Oh, has he seen you?
Yes, he's trying to close this door.
What?
I mean, we want this door closed.
I step forward and peer through the door.
Yeah, Ed's standing there with you as you peer through this door, and you see a very bony hand reach to the edge of the door and pull himself into the door, and in the light that's coming through from the desk lamp and the remainder of the night's light, you see this melted face appearing.
What?
He just looks like half of his face is just dripping down like that.
Like
like a terrible, awful...
Is that acid splashed on his face or something? Or something's melting the skin away?
Sure, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous.
Stability roll?
Yeah, I think so. I think for Roberta and Ed.
Jag kan inte spräcka the English.
Oh, couldn't see that coming.
I'm alright with that.
Yeah, it looks like a stroke victim. Maybe that's what Roberta's thinking.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't
She's
know.
not traced in the light. She's not quite caught a proper glimpse of him or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, are you okay? Do you need help?
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think Ed, you really haven't had a fair go of this hospital, have you? It's just been one thing after another.
This is why I don't like hospitals.
No.
Someone gets shot, they go into hospital, and they end up going crazy.
It's that the age-old story.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's trying to attack you. This
Oh, it's actually
particular-
trying to attack him. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's
just trying to shut the door and it's trying to.
Yeah, no, I think
Whoa.
Ed, you'd realise it was trying to lock you in, not.
Oh, with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What?
Clever boy.
Yeah. Well,
I think you lose a
catch you on the
couple
flip
of.
side.
I think you're going to lose a couple of points of stability at this point, because this, at this point, could be a human opponent that's attempting to assail you, but it isn't. But yeah, I think you're into dangerous territory at this
God.
at this juncture. Yeah. You're into the negatives at this point, aren't you?
Yep.
And you are now into the point of being. I think you've probably got a twitch or a stutter, or maybe you're trying very explicitly to stay in control, like you're really forcing yourself. It's something you can pick that. You're not you're not hyperventilating or anything. You're still with it. You're just now physically impacted by this. And this figure lumbers forwards towards both you and Roberta, and again reaches out to grab Roberta this time.
Oh.
In the slight of the more light, yeah, there's definitely something up. The skin looks like it's been stretched. It's horrible.
Is this the guy we saw earlier on?
He looks like the guy that you saw earlier on,
He was okay earlier on.
but he's not. He's reaching out to grab you, Roberta, but then stops. He looks at you.
Hello?
And then he looks over. He looks over at Bobby. And he turns round. And he makes another swipe. But this time towards Ed. Ed, how far away from this thing have you got since you walked out of the room?
I would probably been backing up. I mean, I thought it was trying to shut the door, so I would have backed up out of the doorway, but probably not much further.
But when you saw it coming through, you would have since then backed up. That would be, I think.
Yeah, I'm stepping back a bit, but I'm not openly running away.
So you see it making a reach for you, but it's not got any chance to do so. And it continues to advance on your position.
As it swiped at me when it misses, can I just try and jump in and push it over?
Yes. That would be scuffling.
Yeah.
Do you like to roll?
Yep. I will spend a point if I can. I think I can for a general ability.
Yep.
But I think the difficulty's increased as well, so...
we could make that you are shaken, and therefore you have a minus. Well, you've got a +1 difficult penalty, but yeah, I think it's still enough, even with that. So you manage to get out the way, and this thing just continues to walk towards you. It's intent on you. I think at this point, Bobby and Herman,
I say, do we see him by this point?
I think at this point, yeah. I think now he's in the library proper.
Yeah.
If I see him rushing
you're not
towards
close enough
him,
yet, I think, to discern. He looks like the porter. I don't think you can see enough detail in the light to be able to. These guys were quite close to him when they saw him first of all. So
Okay.
you're still. It's quite a big room, so you see this person approach. Because you're still at the desk or wherever, aren't you? You're over.
so
can
I see that he's lunging towards him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's quite near me then. Can I not rush forward and push him backwards? Push him away from Herman?
Ed,
sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Could you roll scuffling?
As long as it's not stealth. Going to use a point because I'm going to try with all my might. Oh, but God, why is it me rolls like 4?
No, that does it. There's no attempt to oppose because you're just barging into him at the side, and he's as you push him, he's practically weightless. There's nothing to him.
Huh?
You just kind of push him. I mean, even against you, you're a relatively healthy individual compared to this thing. This thing isn't. Something very odd about it, but it lumbers and it falls over a box, and lands in the ground. And you think you hear something as it lands on the. You hear a small groan, and it tries to push itself up, but as it does, its arm just falls back and it slams to the ground again.
God, we saw this guy earlier. Yeah.
But it looks like one of them. I don't think it's the same one.
Oh. Ah!
What are you doing? Or what did you do to him?
who is that? What's going on?
It's the porter we saw earlier. But he's ill.
He was in the back room, I assume, where those scratches led to.
I think I may have stepped forward a little bit.
Yeah.
To see what was going on.
I think we both would have done after that, altercation.
Yeah.
As you step forward, this face appears up, sitting upright, and looking over one of the boxes. And you see this gaunt, horrible face in the light and the shadow, and just absolutely misshapen.
I'm going to roll stability then, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I think that is a good idea at that point for those.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. When I first saw him, I'm.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I think I've gone that crazy that I'm not crazy now. My stability's still at 7.
Yeah, Bobby. This is not right. You've seen people. This doesn't look like a person. The way that the face is just sliding off, the skin taut over it.
It's not like that. He didn't look like that earlier, did he?
No, he absolutely didn't. No.
Something has happened to this bloke.
Like someone had a stroke and then they sucked out all the fat or whatever, exsanguinated him or whatever the term is.
How much do I lose?
Yeah, I think 2 points because that was what.
Okay.
That's what Ed lost. Somebody trying to
It's
assail.
just kind of like a burn victim, I would guess.
It's a what, sorry?
I imagine it's kind of just like a burn victim rather than like.
Yeah, but it's just yep. but it just it looks absolutely horrendous. And maybe the other thing is as it stands up, you see a bone out of its elbow, perhaps. It's broken its arm.
Ew.
And there's a really
that was the
open-
crack, I guess.
Yeah, the crack. And it makes it begins to walk towards.
What the hell happened to him? What happened to you, mister?
Doesn't say anything. Just continues. Looks at you. And stops and looks at you for just a second. You get these horrible, sallow eyes, just terrible looking at you. There's no. Have you got any sort of skill that you can use to read this kind of stuff? Is there anything that you would? Any of you really at this point? Because he's now standing in as much light as you're going to get in the room when you're having a good squiz at him.
The only ability I have that.
Biology? I mean, I'd have to look at him after we knock him down.
Yeah, I've only got like assess. Honestly, that's the only thing I've got really to read him. I think.
Yeah. But in terms of looking and seeing anything apart from the biology,
I could contribute biology.
Yeah, I can't. I got nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I think we should put him out of his misery, and then I can have a look at him.
Wow, that escalated.
I mean, you already broke him in half.
He's cold. This man is cold.
When you're looking at him,
But they were trying to do bad things. These guys last night, weren't they?
Herman,
these porters.
Herman, you're looking up from your notes after kind of reading this sort of stuff, and you're looking at this thing, and half of its body just looks like it's out of whack. It's almost like an entire half of the body is lower somehow than the other. It's just completely misshapen. And it gets up again and it lunges. Sense trouble perhaps from Ed?
He'd be more keen. Senses would be more keen for that because he's a policeman, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering because you said it's like shorter on one side.
Yeah.
Is it definitely like the same person? This is like a stupid question, but is it definitely the same person?
Holy crap!
Like, does it look like the one side, even though it's like lower down, like it's sunk? Does that still look like it corresponds?
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah. Like, has someone been trying to, I don't know, sculpt him out of other people or something? I don't know.
I think you could take that idea. I think and keep that
with it.
Keep that idea. Yeah.
Like a proper Frankenstein's monster kind of thing. Is that?
Based on the books, I think it would. Yeah.
Except not necessarily dead people parts.
Ed.
We can explain afterwards.
This thing is coming for you. You know it's coming for you. It's intent on you. It's fallen down and broken its arm, and it is still coming towards you. It's not stopping. This thing isn't going to stop. This thing is going to keep going until it can.
I'd pick something up and throw it at it.
If it's still moving towards me, I'll walk back towards the doorway to the side room.
Yeah.
Just wait until it gets close, then I'm going to try and push it back through that doorway. Like back into the side room.
Okay. So you kind of dance with this thing for a bit. Do you explain to Roberta what you're doing, or anybody else?
I probably should.
Yeah.
I'll just sort of yell out, I'm going to try and get it back in the other room.
So you dance around it. Yeah, you dance around it a bit, and it
I'll help.
and follows. And with assistance from Roberta, who it doesn't seem to care about. It's Ed. It's going for Ed. And it sees you walking towards, and it follows you happily. And with a concerted push from Roberta and yourself as you dodge out the way, it tries to grab you again and haul you in. So could I get a scuffling roll from you, please?
Yep.
From me?
From Ed.
Oops.
Oh.
well.
I mean, if you get pulled in and the door closes, technically mission accomplished.
You manage to push it off, and it falls back into the room, and you close the door.
Yeah.
Towards you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the door handle and just yell over to Bobby. Do you have a key for this door? You're muted.
Muted.
Bugger. I grab the keys out of pocket. I'm going through them with shaking hands, trying to find one that fits the lock in the door.
Your hands are shaking.
Yeah.
Streetwise, maybe?
Sure. Do you want me to blow a point?
Is that something that you would sort of,
Locksmith.
locks and that kind of stuff? Is it? Is that something? No, I'm not going to say don't blow a point, but yeah, you're looking down through this and you're looking at the type of lock it is, and there isn't a key. There isn't a key.
It's not here. It's not here, Mr. Haywood.
Can we just push some of the rubbish against the door that's lying around?
And because the door opens inward.
Oh.
Can I feel it? Is it trying to pull on the doorknob or trying to open the door? Because I'm holding the door handle, so...
Yeah. And you feel a relatively weak attempt to turn the handle.
I'm doing a frantic search of the room to see if there's any kind of object like a stick or a sword.
It's a library.
An axe.
Convenient library sword.
Yeah, like a power cable or something.
Damn
I'm
it.
gonna have some fun. Kick the door open.
There's
A
nothing.
broken chair leg.
Yeah, there's a chair, but it's not. Yeah.
Broken, yeah.
Do you have a hair grip, Mrs. Carroll?
Do I have a hair grip?
That is what
Probably.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like a pin.
If you want to blow a
I'll
point
pass
of
it.
preparedness. then
Yes,
Oh,
okay
yeah,
then,
yeah,
I
yeah.
will. Preparedness. I've got 8 points of 6. Oh no, it's not. So it's fine.
Okay. So you take out one of your hair grips
Yeah.
and you pass it and you split it in two. And I take it you're going to use locksmith.
I'm going to use locksmith to try and, yeah,
Okay, manipulate the lock.
yes, to try and lock it.
How many points are you spending on this?
And I only have one remaining.
Okay.
That will be the point I am spending.
It takes you a bit of time,
Yeah, I'm
but you
probably
have
panicking a bit.
you have Ed holding the door. The door's getting banged. You can feel weight against it, so it keeps knocking you out the way. Quite a bit of time goes, but you manage to manipulate the 3 pins, or the individual locking mechanism if we're going that far back, because it's 1930 and you don't have yield locks yet. So the mortise lock, you manipulate the individual sections of that, and you manage to hear that satisfying clunk as the bolt inside slots, and you feel it turn. But it's taken you a good amount of time to do that.
And I kind of sit back, breathing a sigh of relief, and kind of, I think that's done it, Mr. Haywood.
And you
You
just
can
hear
let go now.
Yeah. Do you?
Alright. Yeah, I'll let go of the handle and I'll just look around for the box of books or whatever I can shove in front of the door, just in
Yeah.
case.
You've put most of them against the other door. There's some shelves maybe that you could move.
What happened to him? What happened to him? It looked like the bloke who took the keys off earlier. What happened to him?
Bobby, why do you keep asking questions? Have you not yet realised this place is evil? It's wrong. There's things there that that are just not normal. Only going to get worse. You've got an eye in your forehead. He's got parts of his body missing. I've been fed weird drugs. Like God knows what they're doing to me.
Oh, let's make this all about you.
There's no light coming in from the windows anymore. It's dark outside fully. The only light in this library is the desk lamp on top of the cleared desk, and quite a number of the shelves have been moved against the door at the front.
Is this figure making a hell of a noise against the door? I mean, is it something that would be...
It's clattering and banging and
need
pushing.
to make it stop, otherwise it's going to give us away.
I've got nothing to stop it with.
How do we do that, Mr. Minot? And I realise that I'm asking a question and shoot a glance at him, but...
could we knock it unconscious? Or
we'd have to open the door again if we did that.
I mean, what choice do we have unless we leave and use it as it could distract whatever.
We knocked it down, it didn't seem to care, but maybe if we keep hitting it.
It's seemed to be quite fragile, but it's still, the brain would still be pushing it forward.
Thump.
All right.
We don't have much time.
I don't think we should let it out. I don't think we should.
Then we need to leave, because it will draw attention. I don't want to end up like whoever was the skid marks.
Kid,
Ed.
can you open the door again?
You want me to open the door, Mr. Hayward?
I want you to unlock it. I'll open it.
I don't know if I can. I've bent that hair grip good and proper. I don't know if I can do it.
Here. Women don't have one hair grip.
You take another hair grip and you break it in two.
I'll try.
I had 3 on my desk earlier. I don't know where they've gone.
Well, we have 2 of them.
Well, we know where 2 of them went. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I'll step back into my position, holding the handle as well.
And I'll go back to the lock and start nervously trying to open it again.
Yeah.
Because we're mad.
We are mad.
We could just abandon the library.
It takes you.
Otherwise, Rebecca's going to run out of hair grips.
I mean, first of all, you managed to close it, and it maybe took you 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But this time
it's going to take a lot longer, isn't it?
It's going to take a lot longer. Yeah, and you just can't get it. Maybe it's the stress. Maybe just waiting. But 10 minutes pass, you haven't done it.
Look, this is no good. We're not going to be able to do this. It's making so much noise. We need to go.
Yeah, and all that time it's been thumping against the door.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
Right.
We need to draw them.
I will go back to the main doors, back into the corridor, and start moving all the stuff that we barricaded the doors with previously.
Yeah, this is taking a toll on you. All this moving of shelves and boxes. You're going to take a point of health damage.
Yeah.
As you're stretching yourself to this extent. You clear the path. Bobby, I don't know if you kept going or not, but you didn't. You still haven't managed to reopen it, and still the banging behind it. Clear the path.
I'll just
see if the coast is clear.
Yeah. I'll open the door and peek out and see if there's anybody in the corridor.
Very dark.
Oh.
Very
Just.
But you don't hear anybody. Sense trouble?
I shall sense trouble anybody in the corridor. I sense that there is no trouble in this corridor.
We're all it look normal?
You and Bobby looking out, you hear footsteps that from the bottom of the corridor.
We need
Slow
to go.
and somewhat jambling footsteps at the end of the corridor.
Just hide in here. Let's just hide.
There may be some trouble in this corridor, and Mark is muted again, even though he's trying to talk.
I don't know if there's anywhere to hide.
Does it sound like footsteps from any of those things that we encountered that other evening when we were operated on?
Or does it sound like the guy in the room?
Yeah, Bobby,
Okay,
I think you would realise that it could sound a bit more like that old guy that's probably.
Oh, from the archives.
Well, in comparison to an old, if you think about it, it sounds.
Okay.
And then maybe you catch a glimpse of a long overcoat, and then maybe you hear a cane or something as well at the same point.
I think it's the old man from the archives.
Use his cane to beat him.
Yeah.
Well, we can't get the door open.
Yeah,
Knock him over, get his cane, and then we can batter the thingy in the cupboard with the cane.
He's walking away from you, Ed. He's not walking towards.
Oh.
Footsteps are getting quieter.
And the cane then.
I think he's going to raise the alarm.
Sounds like he's leaving. Maybe we
Are we going home for his tea?
move now. Get out of here, we hide in one of the other rooms.
Okay. The corridor carries on past the library, does it?
No, not really. Kind of the end of the.
Are there any stairs at this end of the corridor leading up to the next level?
We're going to one of the empty wards.
Is a very interesting question. I believe so. Let me see. You are in the east wing.
We are in the east wing on the first floor.
Yeah.
Because you got the hospital archives, library, and an empty ward, and then the second floor is a disused empty ward.
Yeah. So yeah, there's back stairs. Climbing down them, sure.
Down them would take us back to the children's ward doctor's offices. That would be, because that's where we came.
Yeah, but do we want to go back that way?
I want to go up. Let's go up then if we're hiding.
Can we go up?
There's second floor. We're on the first floor.
Okay.
We would need to find some stairs.
Well, if you think there's stairs,
two floors.
I'll say that there's looking kind of down and round at the end. You kind of look out, sneak out, and have a look around the edge of the end of the corridor, and there's like a set of doors, double set of doors. And as you look through them, they don't go down. They don't look dangerous. You could make it.
They are stairs.
Well, they are
Well,
stairs.
so if they're not going down, they're going up.
The stairs going up. Yeah, they don't look quite as bad as they were. The others. Going down, it looks like they're a little bit worn out, and you can see holes potentially. Yeah, down dark, you just see the shadows and hell. But up, they look okay.
We could go up to the next floor. I can't remember what's up there.
The operating theater and a ward, I think. That's where Ward 4 is.
Anywhere as long as we're not standing down here.
Yes. We could just need to get away from here until the thing in the room calms down.
I don't know if I want to go to the operating theatre, Mr. Minnow.
Yeah, we have a choice of back the way we came, or that's it. Or we wait here.
What about the disused ward we passed?
It was just mostly empty, I think. There wouldn't be anywhere to hide.
My head's killing me. I could do the lie down. Anywhere will do.
Maybe we should see if we could find a utility closet or similar, like they had on the other floor or the other wing. They might be easier.
Good idea.
Barricade ourselves in with no other way in.
Down here or upstairs?
Either.
Let's quickly glance around and see if we can find any more doors, any utility, old toilets, or anything.
Just the rooms that you've seen on that corridor. So you can get out, back to the main stairs. You can get up. The archive
Let's
room.
go up.
The
No,
ward.
let's just try upstairs.
Yeah, come on. I start walking towards the stairs.
I'll also head upstairs.
You walk upstairs. Bobby, Herman,
Shit.
something familiar. You're not
no.
sure what.
I freeze on the stairs then.
Is it a smell?
No,
Smell,
we've been here
the
before.
look, the sense of
Oh,
deja
no.
vu,
Yeah.
just
I
the
think we found our operating room.
the corridor seems to be getting longer as you're staring at it.
Oh, balls. we need to go. We need to go back. We need to go back. We can't.
We can't go that way.
Yeah, I don't know how the two of you are feeling about this, but you've got memories at this point. I think maybe, I don't know, as a stability roll perhaps.
I'm
check.
yeah.
Is this...
I think for Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not again. No.
Oh.
Herman.
Oh. Bobby, well done.
Yeah. Had to fail eventually.
Yeah. With this, you feel a realization of what's happened to you. Memory comes back of the pain and the nurses, the terror, the corridors, the fleeing, the pushing the beds and the running and the beds being moved by these I think it's not threatening as such, but it's really quite a horrible effect on you. Take 3 points of stability. This realization of what's going on, and it just floods back to you, and it takes you over just for that second.
3 left.
Maybe.
I think I'm still quite high on stability. Where? On 7.
Bobby.
I think yes.
You're fine, but your headache that's been plaguing you despite the aspirin
No.
begins to lessen.
Oh.
Oh.
You feel your
no.
shoulders just slacking off, and that pain that's been with you all this time goes,
Ooh.
and you feel again that sense of time just slipping in front of you. You look around and you feel again that same force in your head as your eye appears again, slipping out. And suddenly you look around and you see Ed, you see Herman, you see Roberta. Roberta again, just this black tangle of some sort of, something anyway, spaghetti wool, something like that. But and Herman,
does it bother me that seeing that? Is there something disturbing about that, or is it?
It looks different from Ed. It looks different from Herman. It just looks wrong. It definitely doesn't look right. It's a little bit bigger as well from the last time you saw it. You're starting to get a sense now that you've got a little bit of... This feels familiar now to you. You're starting to get used to this, partly because the pain's gone. But as you look around and you look over to one of... You see a trolley being wheeled down. It's almost like a memory, a ghost apparition, something along those lines. And it slams into the operating theatre.
Can I see who's on the trolley? Can I tell from here?
As you're staring and looking, no, a bit far, but maybe female?
Hello. And I'm seeing. Am I seeing this like when I was looking at the people? I'm seeing different stages of time.
Yeah.
Is it Roberta?
Do you walk closer?
It's probably Clayton.
I don't know, maybe because it's kind of dreamlike to him. And he's been afraid all this time, and perhaps maybe it kind of there's a bit of curiosity or something that kind of is aroused there, and yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna step forward a bit, looking down the corridor with this strange new vision that I have.
Yeah, and as you walk forward, the pain of your headache begins to return again
and I'm gonna try and force with all of my will. Try and force this eye to stay open.
Yeah, and
because I want to see now who's on the trolley.
You succeed. As you begin to try to form this. You look at this and you see it's Nurse Clayton.
And perhaps everybody around hears me say, "Nurse Clayton," out loud.
Oh no!
Can we see anything like this, or is it just purely in his vision?
I mean, you're looking at the corridor, and it is starting to. You look up when he says Nurse Clayton, and you look up and you see the corridor. It just does that kind of tunnel vision type thing, and then it snaps back. But Bobby's walking up. There's not.
Do I have any idea of what time period this is? I mean, is this? Do I have any sense of whether this is happening now or whether it's happened in the past?
So, no,
right. Okay.
So is this his third eye wide open now?
Yeah, it's wide open.
We can see it.
Well, I've got my back to you, I think, as I've walked ahead along the corridor a little way, so you might not see that yet.
Yeah, so you walk up a little bit, and you feel like you've only walked a short period of the corridor, but you've actually walked right up corridor.
Oh.
As far as the rest of you see, Bobby's now standing in front of a pair of swinging doors. But Bobby, you don't see that until you're again the pain begins to come back, and you're fighting to hold it.
Yeah.
And you can't. And you're standing. Your eye begins to sink, recede back into your head, and you're losing that force, that sense of time that you were able to play with. You look ahead,
and I can imagine that I'm like trying to force this eye open.
But at this point, through the doors, Nurse Clayton on a operating bench, standing above Nurse Clayton is a tall nurse with syringes coming out of her finger, and Nurse Clayton is lying there, and the nurse is injecting her neck.
I think I just shout, "No!" as that's going on, and perhaps backing away.
From our perspective, has he moved at all, or is he just like stood there and this is all in his head?
Sorry, say that again.
Like, from our perspective, has he been moving around while this has all been happening, or has he just sort of been standing still and it's kind of in his head?
No, he's been walking forward quite slowly, but he's made it far enough forward to now be in front of the doors, and DM just staring in there. And
what is it, Bobby?
And I think I'm wide-eyed, kind of stepping backwards.
What is it?
It's Nurse Clayton.
Can I go up to the door? Look through it.
The nurse is pulling something towards the nurse. This nurse, oblivious to your screen, Bobby, is pulling an implement from the side of the room towards Nurse Clayton.
You need to save her.
I just don't know if Bobby's got it in him.
Talks the talk, doesn't walk the walk.
Exactly. He's a kid. Yeah.
Like, do we see anything when he walks? Because he's walked up to that door, like, and looked through and screamed. Like, do we see anything? Like, is it still a situation where we don't see anything?
No. Like... When you go up there, if you're walking up there and looking through the doors, then you see the same thing that Bobby sees at this point.
Alright. We need to help her.
The nurse is at the far side of the room.
Is it just one nurse?
Just one nurse. But she's pulling something towards Nurse Clayton.
Is this one of these doors, the swingy doors?
Yeah.
We need to go beat the shit out of this thing.
I'm just going to rush in again, a bit like the Bobby situation with the eye. I'm going to rush in.
I think we've got the advantage, but we could also at least probably just grab her table and pull it towards the door to like at least try and get her away. Is it one of the wheelie trolleys, or is it like a fixed? Okay.
Like we were wheeling on.
Can I get an athletics?
Yes. Okay.
Roll from whoever's involved in this.
Everyone.
I'll rush in and try and push back the operating nurse.
She's on the other side of the room at the moment.
Never mind.
Oh God.
Fall at the first hurdle. I hold the door open with my body.
You're not even. You even don't manage to open the door.
I'm pushing.
You're standing there looking through the window.
I'm pushing on the pool door or whatever.
At this point, the nurse observes you as you walk into the room.
We don't walk. We charge.
Herman
Fools
thinks
rush in.
Thinks
we
he
jog
charged.
pleasantly.
I'm charging.
Okay, can I get an athletics roll to Roberta, please?
I want to charge in and body slam her.
Body slam.
This thing's really tall, right?
Yeah, it's pretty tall. Yeah. Now, what
Don't
is
go,
your?
Oh, that's good though.
like that.
What is it you're trying to do?
I'm going to try and get this nurse off Nurse Clayton.
You're going for the nurse.
I mean, she has to be at the far end of the room, so like, yeah.
Yeah, that.
so
I mean, he did state that a couple of times that
Yeah.
she's on the far side of this room,
So you run
other
past
side of the table,
trolley,
right?
and you make it, and you run towards the nurse, and she turns with this machine, and you see what it is. It's got knives hanging down it. And she turns around and observes you, and she sees you, and she reaches out towards you, and about that time, in the corridor, you hear,
Oh.
Oh no!
and you hear footsteps coming up the stairwell from behind you.
We need to hurry.
Roberta, the nurse
Yes?
reaches out and she grabs
Yes?
your arm, and you feel the slow embrace of a sedative just working its way through your body.
I was hoping to body slam her before she did that.
The rest of you, you're in the corridor, and in front of the door, like ahead of you from the operating door, you hear a noise, this slurping noise behind you. As you turn around and look at the doors, you see 3 nurses walking up, each of them with fingers like needles.
But on the plus side, we've got all the nurses, from what I can remember.
And they stride up. They stride up towards you. They reach out and they look down.
I think Bobby's gonna
Get back.
run. Bobby's gonna run.
Yeah. Where are you running
Get
to?
back down the stairs.
No, I mean they're
There's
running.
footsteps coming up the stairs.
That's where they're come
Yeah.
from. Yeah. That's what they've
Don't
come.
forget.
Yep.
Old Schleppy.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, that's a good point. I don't know.
And as you're standing there, caught in the headlights, the nurses reach out and grab you as a black, huge, many tentacled, eyed monster just fades into view from the far end of the corridor. But you don't really get the opportunity to observe it as such, because the nurses reach out. It's almost as if you're struck, and they reach out. No, now it's time to sleep. And they each grab, and their needles inject into your arm, Bobby.
Once again, before before I go to sleep, I try to force open this third eye, just to get a good look at these things.
Sounds wise. That's very brave of you.
Could I get a stability roll from you?
You may. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, so lucky.
Yes, I've had another man's eye stuck into my forehead. How lucky I am.
It's my good eye.
You look at these things, this black monster that's now practically breathing down your neck, and you see space, as in stars, galaxies, and you see, you get a sense of this vast, huge intelligence, but trying to fathom what that could be, you black out. The injection just takes you, and
that's beyond the ken of a 16-year-old boy.
And you just, yeah. And you
That's
fall.
not true, because they all know everything, right?
The rest of the group now still kind of conscious. You're standing just that little bit further away, but they've got Bobby and they're walking towards you. The black schlepping noise is there. The corridors are beginning to lengthen. The ceilings are beginning to look like they're peeling with something. The nurses are right there. What do you do?
I mean, I'm hoping to kind of get into that room with Clayton. I mean, the thing is, so the nurse did she pull over the trolley with all the knives on it?
It's now, it stopped kind of halfway across the room, yep.
Because I'm kind of in that sort of flight or fight mode where I think my choice would be like, if we could take down one of the nurses before we get carted off to wherever.
Where would that be?
At least we have accomplished something.
Oh gosh.
So I'm gonna so he would try and rush into the room and see if he can get hold of one of those knives, and take a swing at the nurse if he has the opportunity.
I was going into the operating room earlier, so I'd also be sort of rushing the nurse that took out Roberta and Nurse Clayton, I suppose.
As you run into the room, get a familiar smell in your nose, and as you breathe in, you start to feel like the room is very large. The room is much bigger. The space that you have to cover to get to the nurse has elongated considerably. Beginning to feel like sleeping would be a good idea.
I start running faster, trying to run faster, trying to get to the nurse before it takes off.
As you push yourself, you are straining yourself. So you lose another point of health.
Yeah.
As you're really pushing yourself to run, Herman.
Yeah.
Same thing. This time isn't making sense anymore. The time that you have isn't making sense anymore. The space isn't making sense anymore. I just feel like sleeping would be a fantastic idea.
I want to try and push through it,
Yeah. So you two
he's trying to focus on it because he's kind of getting an feel for like the idea of how this is kind of like ties together. So it's like he wants to try, like he's trying to like put his like ducks in a row sort of thing, focus his mind on the task, like the one thing to try and do it.
Yeah. And as you rush forward, the distances just and eventually both of you drop to the ground, unable to fight further. Your mind just stops. You don't reach the nurse. You barely even get to the trolley that Nurse Clayton's on. And you fall to the floor, both of you. You wake up.
We hope you enjoyed this stream.
You wake up in the morning. You're back in Ward 3.
So we're getting hit points back?
How are we feeling?
Yeah.
Bobby, your headache isn't as severe as it was. And you've got a real sense that something is allowing you to... You're seeing little glimpses of things. Like you see Roberta get up, but then you look again and she's already in bed. And you look at her and you see this as she's standing up. She doesn't have. She looks just like every other person that you look at in the room. This kind of strange amalgamation of time switching between. And then when she's lying down again, you see her and she's got this black knot. It's much bigger now in her. It looks like it's in her stomach. Large black tangle of vines, of material, of something. It's not human. It's not human flesh. I don't think. Roberta.
Yep.
You don't feel so good.
Wonder what that would be.
Your stomach is feeling nauseous or tight or stretched. Herman.
What's missing this time?
You can't see anything.
Probably like missing a hand, 3 feet, and I don't know, half my hairline.
How are you missing 3 feet?
In height, I assume you meant.
What, you're expecting things at this point of the adventure to make sense?
You seem, apart from your glass eye, which you're starting to get used to, I suppose. You feel okay? Ed, you were pretty quick on the draw, weren't you? You were okay. I mean, not always the quickest, but capable. You used your hands. You know that there's something odd with your hand, and you put it, you move it, and it feels like it squeaks when you move it.
You take off the leather glove.
You see pistons down your. No, not like that. Not like that. You look at your hand and yeah, something. There's very faint signs of scarring around your fingers, and your hands feel stiff. So
God damn it.
Herman, as you're lying there, just checking all parts of your body, you feel fine, but you reach out to grab a drink, and you knock the glass over, but tender.
The glass?
The glass, as you kind of reach out to get the drink, you don't quite have full
It's like, yeah, you don't have full monk spreader function. Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of, you go to grab it and it just kind of slips. And it just, yeah, and it's just...
This is... I don't quite know how to respond to like the possibility I probably have like some nutcase's hand on my arm.
I'm just glad I haven't got your hand stuck to my forehead.
Give it time.
I kind of look across to Bobby and to Roberta and say, "Are you all right, Mrs. Carroll? You don't look so well."
I don't feel so well. Stomach hurts.
Yeah, I know.
What do you know? How do you know?
Don't know. I can see something.
What?
I can't see it clearly. I don't know.
We're never gonna leave here, are we?
We have to find a way. We
Can't.
can't give up.
Too tired
We have
now.
to keep fighting.
Feel too poorly. Just gonna lie here now.
Is Nurse Clayton here?
No. In fact, you see somebody you don't recognise outside. Male, wearing a white jacket.
Dr. Haverley, I presume.
Yeah. Yeah. The doctor, the good doctor, visits Dr. Julian Haverley. He walks in and he says, looking bright and cheery, good morning to you all. How are you this fine day? You'll be pleased to know that you've had a good sleep and the snow is melting outside. I was looking forward to getting my usual rounds in here at Our Lady's, but I haven't been able to get in and get over for a while. Now, let me... And he walks over to Herman and he pulls the rail curtain round. He's an old guy, and he's moving a bit slowly. He just kind of walks deliberately towards you and does this action and pulls it round. And he strokes his chin as he... So, Mr. Minnow. He grabs your chart off the end of the bed. And he begins to say, well, I'm sorry to say that we haven't had your blood tests back yet, so afraid with the weather we've not been able to get the lab to get through to us. It seems the snow's moved over slightly to the east. And, well, I'm sure they'll get them through soon, but hope all is well. How are you feeling otherwise? Energy returning?
We need a new doctor. The Dr. Drake, he's doing things to us. When the round's finished.
Yes. Are you using any skill at this point?
Let's see what I got.
Desperation. Oh, that's not a skill, is it?
kind of tricky. This filter would have points in.
I think you can use any skill, can't you? Or and just the one you can only use the ones you got points
I thought
in.
you had to have a point in for it. I thought
You don't have to have a point, but if you have had a point, you can still use.
Yeah.
You're muted, Mark.
Oh, but if you haven't got a rating, you can't use it.
Yeah.
You haven't,
No.
Oh, right. Okay,
No,
that's
if
my
you have a
mistake.
rating, you
Sorry.
can
I understand.
Nothing. That's anything in general.
Yeah. So you okay? So he looks at you.
Literally nothing I can use.
He looks at you and he says, yes, Dr. Drake's been something of disappointment. Had such high hopes, but never mind. We'll have you out of here in no time. And he puts the chart down. He pulls the curtain back, and he walks over, down to the next bed where, I guess, Ed. He looks at you, and again he pulls the curtain round, and he says, "Now," as he looks at you, how are we feeling today, Mr. Hayward? You were in for, oh yes, your bullet wound. Well, good to see that it's healing up. Are you feeling any discomfort or pain?
Not from that, but my hands. They feel different this morning. I'm just basically sat here moving my hands the entire time.
Yeah. Well, let me see if you don't mind. I see that you had a previous operation on your hand. Oh, it's possible that just a bit still. Can you let me see them? And do you hold out his hand? Hey.
I just sort of, as soon as he says that, I go, I've not, doctor. I've never been in a hospital before.
Oh, it says here that. Please let me have a look at your hands.
Can't anybody write anything on those sheets? They're right there.
I reviewed your cases. Your notes that we have here. If you're feeling some discomfort, then I'll see to get you something to deal with that. I couldn't have you suffering. It maybe is just an impact of. Well, I must check to see if maybe you've picked up some after effects of the bullet wound. It says that you managed to experience. Okay, yes. Maybe we should take a blood sample. Would you mind? I'll. And he goes off, pulls back the curtain, and he goes out past where Herman is, and he goes to the nurses, and he looks about and he comes back.
As he walks away, can I just grab the notes from the bottom of my bed or wherever he's left them, and just see if the handwriting matches, and then, like, all the way across the notes?
Yeah, the handwriting matches, and there's a signature at the bottom of them, which can't quite make out, but it could be Haverley.
I was going to ask if I could see anything untoward with them, but I don't really have a skill for it, so I'm staring at them going, they look like words on paper. I'll put them back before he turns around and comes back anyway.
Yeah. And he takes the needle, and he says, "Now, if you don't mind," and he begins to take a blood sample from your vein.
Was taken. I thought I was going to give him something.
Yeah. And he, thank you. That will do. We'll get this analysed. Perhaps sepsis or something. We don't want that creeping in. That would be untoward. And he puts all the stuff back in the tray and takes it back to the room. He moves the curtain and walks. Then he goes to Roberta. And he looks at you, Roberta. And he says, "Now, Nurse Mather says that you've been having a little bit of anxiety while you've been here. Everything's okay?"
Don't go away. You're one of them. Go away. Don't lie to me. Go away. You're all liars. You're one of them.
Oh. One of who,
Don't-
my dear?
I'm too tired to argue with you anymore. I'm too tired to lie with. It's one of those. Go away. Your act is not needed here anymore.
Oh. Well. Sorry to hear that. How are the blackouts? Are they still affecting you? Have you managed to remain lucid for the duration?
Just roll over and ignore him.
It's like maybe you should stop talking and listen.
I'll be back over to see you, Mr. Minot. No, and he pulls the come back and he goes down to Bobby. And he says, Mr. Wiseman, how are you feeling today? Any further effects of the concussion? Is your memory returning?
You notice anything different about me, Doctor?
Do the eye thing.
Open.
I can see.
Before, so yeah. And he says,
Has he not? Oh, okay.
Is the eye open?
I thought
No.
he'd been, but he hasn't. Okay.
Oh.
Well, it would still be an appropriate question, but I can see as if it is open, right? So Bobby may think that the eye is open. Because I was able to look at Roberta. I'm looking at him. What do I see from him?
You see a very old man. And you see
And a very young man. And a very old
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. He's splitting through time. And as you're kind of staring at him, you get, there's a sense of structure, a solidity almost that you see. And he looks at you curiously and says, "What is it, my boy?"
You don't see it, Doctor? Right here.
Oh, your scar.
And I look at him a little bit confused for a moment. Doctor, that lady over there is very sick. She has something in her stomach.
Oh. Oh. Well, has she been speaking to you? I'm afraid she's not saying much to me.
Didn't sleep very well last night. But there's something in her stomach, Doctor, and she's very ill.
Certainly we are trying to find out. Yes, she's...
I can see it, Doctor.
You can... see it? Are you using any skill at this point?
I'm going to use look at my third eye on him.
Right on the bottom of the sheet.
Yeah, I have reassurance. I will use reassurance on him, but I do not have a point to spend.
Okay.
But
you're using reassurance.
But I will use reassurance.
And you're trying to basically
yeah.
get him to trust
I can't
you, right?
tell you how I know
Yeah.
it, Doctor. I just know it.
Oh, Princess Wells, I'm sure she's been talking with you. No, you seem to be okay. You're not in any pain just now?
Not as much as I was before.
Oh, the road to recovery can sometimes be long. I'm glad to hear.
Do you know what I might be getting out of here, Doctor?
Oh, well, if you continue at the rate you are, I think only a couple of days. I see you right.
I think I'm all right to go now, Doctor. I feel much better now.
I'm very glad to hear it. Now let me. And he walks over to Herman, who kind of calls, and he pulls the curtains back, and he puts the clipboard back, and he walks over to Herman. Now. How can I? You were saying?
We were trying to tell you about what's been going on with Dr. Drake.
Oh.
We know that you've been suspicious of him, and it's part of the reason you're here.
Do you have anything to tell me? And he looks at him.
He's been doing experiments on the patients here and fabricating the records to cover it up.
Nice. This would be. And he looks round at Bobby.
Stay with us after the final, the last rounds, and we'll show you.
Are you using any skill?
I have no, this character has no personal skills apart from bureaucracy.
Do you have assess honesty?
Bureaucracy.
I have that for 1 point. Yeah. If you want to spend a point, I can. That's all I have.
Yeah.
I don't know how bureaucracy is an interpersonal skill, but there you go. It's a general skill, if anything.
He.
Do you want me to spend a point? Or...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're observing him carefully, and he notices that. And you notice that he's picking his words unusually carefully as he begins to talk. And he says to you, and he looks at Bobby again. He says, he sighs. I had such high hopes, Dr. Drake. He was brilliant, but troubled. He would sabotage his own career with such erratic behavior. I arranged for him to come here to work. I had hoped that by removing him from busier hospitals, perhaps he would fulfill his brilliance, become more capable of getting him out of a prestigious hospital. It wasn't suiting him, the stress of it.
You wanted him to become a greater surgeon.
I fulfill his potential, yes.
Free himself from whatever was holding him back.
Absolutely, yes. His personal demons were evident.
Well, at least it's good to know which side you're on, Doctor.
And he looks at you quizzically.
Because I've been listening and go, he's one of them.
Oh, I already knew the moment he was picking his words. That's why I was like reading from the text, from the translation, like picking my own words, and just be like, he responded to them, and so you're like, okay,
Died?
never mind. Slip of the tongue. You know, I trip over my words sometimes.
Which body part are you taking next?
You're tired. Go back to sleep.
He walks. He looks at Roberta. What's going on, my dear?
One of them. Go away. Do it. I'm
have you
tired
got-
now.
Have you got? You've been listening in. Have you got assess honesty?
I have.
Do you like to burn a point there too?
I can. Don't roll on those, do you? Yeah, burned point.
Yeah, you get the sense that, in what he said about Dr. Drake, was something that he wouldn't give up easily. You get the sense that something that Bobby said, something that Herman said, kind of has loosened him a bit, has made him open up a bit more, perhaps. Yeah, I think he's actually been, despite your frustration.
He's probably being honest. He's just being honest in the fact that Dr. Drake wasn't the good enough psychopath for him. Oh, I'm not taking any more of your pills.
He looks back.
Surely, if we're only here for another couple of days, that won't do any harm.
No, I must insist that the medication is taken. But Roberta, you are only on iron. You're only on iron pills. Your iron levels are.
I'm not having your pills anymore.
But
I want to be discharged today.
He walks round and he pulls the curtain round you again as you're making a bit of a scene. And he says, "How's your stomach feeling?"
Hormones.
I've never mentioned my stomach. I'm here for my dizzy spells.
Yes, but it seems you've been talking with your fellow ward mates, and Bobby there is telling me that you've been able to, that you've been complaining of a sore stomach. That's what you said, right, Mark? That's what. Yeah. You muted, but yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, said there was a problem with the stomach.
Yeah. So that's what he's. Yeah, and he says that to you, and he says, "Yes, you have a sore stomach, so we must look into that." Sounds very promising. You seem to be very antagonistic towards the hospital. Dr. Drake, perhaps? He looks at you. He is a good doctor.
Is he with the hair with the hair of Chiron mean anything to you? None of them. Just leave. I'm not taking your pills.
Well. And he just you write something on your notes and hooks him at the.
Let me guess, you're going to threaten me with Ward 4.
No, it won't be a threat.
And he pulls the curtains back round, and the four of you are there. And he walks over to the fifth person on the bed.
Can I have a look at that fifth person on the bed?
Yeah. Are you looking, or are you looking?
I'm looking with a capital L.
Yeah, you try and strain there.
Yeah, do I see anything unusual about her, like there is with Roberta? Or
No. Nothing that you can pick up. But the strange effect of this eye that's now been sorcelled into you is tiring. It does take it out of you. And as you're stretching forward and looking back, see something in her that's been removed.
Oh.
You can't quite get it. You're trying to focus on it, but it's so hard. It's so difficult. But something has been taken from her.
taken from her.
There's something there, but you don't know enough as Bobby to know what that is. But
No.
something from her stomach or somewhere around there has been.
I think I just kind
Probably inside mine.
lay back
Forgot I've got black stuff all over my face.
and close my eyes. Drift off for a few minutes.
And he looks round, sees you all. Well, I have enjoyed my visit to see you all. I trust that he kind of strokes his chin thoughtfully. I hope I get to visit you again before you're all discharged. If the snow doesn't get to us first, then I'll take my car and he looks at Roberta. And he traipses back out of the ward.
Well, now that there's been a break in the snow, we can try and escape.
Yep.
Before it starts again.
You can see a
Alright.
car outside, parked.
Let's go
Make a
nick
run
it.
for it.
Yeah, probably Dr. Haverly's. So yeah, you're in the ward, and
He's doing rounds, right? So he's
yeah.
not just come to see us, has he?
We're the only patients.
Well, there's
Apart from those two upstairs.
The kids
and
downstairs
children.
as
The
well.
kids.
Do we?
I think you'll find the children are lacking empathy.
Not lacking anything.
Shall we call it there for the night? As yawns stretch in. You
Yeah.
had a late night last night.
Being told off by Andy for yawning. Sorry, Andy. I did try to hold it in. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Black vines in my stomach.
It's a baby sugar.
Might not be vines. Might be worms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse. Ah.
Are
You
we?
said it was like a coiled mass, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a happy baby bouncy something.
yeah. Hey, you're about to give birth to a
Worms.
shoggoth.
Yeah, that's my expectation based on the
You don't know about
character.
Cthulhu. We ran a Cthulhu adventure for 2 years.
Don't know. Yeah, we will know about it. Yes, it's snakes. That's exactly what it is, Jade.
Are we gonna get number 4 in, or are we gonna have to record that at some point, or how are we gonna?
Oh, well, we've got some
Yeah, we
Friday
can-
spaces, haven't
yeah,
we?
we can
Let's go. It's
jiggle
just
around
getting
with this.
shifted into one of
Yeah.
them. I'll have a chat. Well, I'll jump into the chat and work out a free day. And
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
we've got some Friday spaces, so it's going to go in there next month.
I think that we are closing in on the final chapter. I suspect. I don't know that that we need to go beyond a fourth. So that's good though. We've been at
I'm quite
9.
liking it. Don't know what
Yeah. 9 hours or so far. We've actually been playing. So
Yeah.
I think another one would get us. Another 3.
I bet it's more than 9. I bet it's more like 12.
Maybe.
At it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a great story. It's really developing well, and you guys are awesome. I'm loving listening to your theories develop and your pain. Oh, I shouldn't revel in it so much, but it is wonderful. Well done, everybody. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for tonight.
Heavy weekend.
Halloween. We were up until 2 last night.
Yeah, it's
it's
my
now
bad.
20 to 1 tonight. We haven't got anything planned for tomorrow. It's a night off. But is anybody doing anything tomorrow that people can find you on? Is Lloyd, are you going to be streaming anything?
I'll just be doing like a couple of hours of gameplay, like after lunch, I think 1:30 till 3:30.
Okay.
Just something like Sunday afternoon.
What are you playing? Do you know what you're playing yet?
I'm not too sure yet. I'll probably just play a couple of the random little things. It's just like a little casual thing. I might play some indie games. Just Teardown has just come out, which is a
space
little
game.
voxel indie. It's a little voxel indie game.
Is that the one where you're trying to take apart spaceships and?
No, it's a new one that's come out. Like guys made like a little voxel based thing where basically trying to demolish buildings, and then eventually I think it escalates into heists where you got to try and break through these buildings, steal something, and then sort of plan your way out somehow.
Cool.
But we'll see how it goes.
Sounds good. I'm going to be checking that out. Actually, sounds good. So that's tomorrow 1:30 GMT. And have we got a shout out for Lloyd's channel? So if you haven't already, please jump over there and give Lloyd a follow. Kadari, are you going to be doing anything for? Are you streaming anywhere or doing anything else that we can find you at?
Tomorrow's probably going to be my prep day, so.
If his games he runs.
Yep.
Stream your prep and make sure that none of your players watch.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
I think my players are probably the only people that follow me on Twitch. So.
We'll check out. Well, shout out for Kadari if we can. I don't know what your channel, your Twitch name is, but
I don't know.
I don't really stream, so.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Right.
Well, everybody, I hope everybody in chat has a great time over the remainder of the Halloween. If it is your afternoon, then look forward to your evening. And if it's your evening, look forward to your sleep. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you again with the final installment of this chilling tale very soon. Look out on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord for news. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
You literally streamed today.